To see if I was slacking off while taking care of our kid, my superstar wife actually signed us up for a variety show behind my and our daughter's backs. And while she was away, my daughter and I completely let loose. Little did I know, my every move was being broadcast live to the entire internet. What? You haven't finished your homework, baby? Daddy will do it for you. Afraid your mommy will find out? Don't worry, baby. If you don't tell and I don't tell, how would your silly mommy ever know? Seeing me pull off these wild stunts almost made my superstar wife pass out from anger. But who knew that a skill I accidentally showed off would completely blow up the internet? Right now at the recording studio for Mom's Not Home, the host, Xiao Yu, is chatting with Gu Yao. Superstar Gu Yao, your husband and child have no idea they're live right now. Are you worried? Gu Yao sits elegantly on the guest sofa, exuding a queen-like aura and intellectual charm with every gesture. Actually, I signed up on a whim. He always has this saying on his lips. It's the same whether the wife is home or not. I believe. My husband will take good care of the house as always. He's always been impeccable in that regard. Host Xiao Yu chimes in with a smile. Looks like our superstar is full of confidence. Of course. Gu Yao looks into the camera with a firm gaze. I hope my husband can set a good example for all the stay-at-home dads out there. And if something really does go wrong, he can serve as a cautionary tale for everyone. Could you please briefly introduce your husband and child, just to give us a first impression? Gu Yao gestures gracefully. My husband's name is Nuo Shu. He's 3 years younger than me, outside the industry, and currently a full-time stay-at-home dad. In my heart, he's smart and gentle. He takes perfect care of me and our child. I never have to worry about a thing. Mentioning her daughter, a gentle, maternal warmth ripples across Gu Yao's face. My daughter, Nuo Xiaoxi, is 8 years old this year. She'll be in 2nd grade right after summer break. The little girl is smart and clever, lively and active. Looking at her face, you'd think she's quiet, but her personality is like a tomboy's. Even though her grades are top-notch, she just doesn't like studying. In this world, I guess my husband is the only one who can handle her. After this introduction, the curiosity of the live stream and studio audience is instantly ignited. Xiao Yu immediately faces the camera and announces excitedly, honestly, even I, the host, can't wait anymore. Let's connect right now to the blind spot-free cameras installed in the superstar's home and start the parenting live stream. The moment the live feed cuts to the study, the screen shows me patiently explaining a problem to Nuo Xiaoxi. But as I'm talking, I suddenly pause. I can clearly feel Nuo Xiaoxi's exhaustion. She's only pushing through out of fear. But I'm someone who has been reborn. I immediately make up my mind. I will absolutely not repeat the mistakes of my past life. In my previous life, Gu Yao and I desperately wanted our daughter to succeed. We practically wanted to teach her trigonometry in the womb, kindergarten, elementary, middle school. The pressure we put on her was just too much. As a result, Nuo Xiaoxi failed her college entrance exams miserably and fell straight into depression. That once lively and clever little girl later became silent and withdrawn, timid and insecure. Gu Yao and I regretted it endlessly, and our marriage fell apart because of it. The heavy blow led to endless arguments. Gu Yao's career also took a massive nosedive. Our once happy home was gone forever. Now, living a second life, my mindset has completely changed. Screwed Tsinghua and Peking University. Screw the idea that a superstar's kid must stand out. It's all bullshit. As long as a child is kind and has a happy childhood, that's more important than anything else. I suddenly turn Nuo Xiaoxi's frail little body around, look her straight in the eyes, and say word by word, Shishi, we can't keep studying like this. You're too tired. You need to rest. Nuo Xiaoxi is a bit dazed, her big eyes full of question marks. This is definitely a trap. There are daily tasks for summer homework. Resting before finishing. My strict dad is an absolute devil. I'm not tired, Nuo Xiaoxi whispers, saying the exact opposite of what she means. She doesn't dare believe her dad's words just like that. No, you are tired. From now on, whenever you don't want to do homework, we just won't do it. Nuo Xiaoxi's face is full of disbelief. The live stream comments explode in an instant. This is completely different from what Gu Yao said. Didn't she say he was strict? Why is he telling his daughter not to do her homework? To make Nuo Xiaoxi believe me, I double down. Daddy has figured it out. Giving you so much academic pressure before only cost you a happy childhood. That's a terrible trade-off. You're at an age of innocence and wonder. You should be playing to your heart's content. So go ahead, tell Daddy. Whatever you want to play is fine. Daddy swears to heaven, I'll absolutely play with you. Nuo Xiaoxi blinks her big eyes and asks cautiously, really? The live stream comments boil over again. Don't believe him. My dad tricked me exactly like this back in the day. This is 100% the standard procedure for trapping your kid. This plot is way too familiar. I got beat up as a kid entirely because of this. Then, can I play a little bit of Honor of Kings? I nod immediately. Such a small request must be granted. Daddy will play support for you. We'll do a queue together, and I'll show you the true power of Tianqi community's #1 Zhang Kui. Nuo Xiaoxi is completely stunned, staring intently into my eyes. Has Dad been possessed? The comments instantly explode again. The moment Superstar Gu isn't home, he completely lets loose. Huh? I really couldn't tell. Superstar Gu's husband is actually this unreliable. Never mind us not believing it. Look, even Shishi herself doesn't dare believe it's real. In the studio, Gu Yao forces a fake smile at the camera, nearly grinding her back teeth to dust. Nuo Shu, what the hell are you doing? Is this how you watch the kid when I'm not home? Who was it that said children need strict discipline? Who said she couldn't lose at the starting line? And who said playing games saps one's ambition? The female guests on the observation panel all turned to look at Gu Yao, their eyes full of gossipy amusement. Gu Yao, this doesn't seem to match what you said at all. Yeah. Didn't you say he was strict? Didn't you say he was tough on her studies? Why is he skipping homework and leading her to play games? Superstar Gu Yao, you wouldn't be lying to us, would you? Or does your husband usually hide it too well? Gu Yao feels more wrong than Do-yi. Suppressing her anger, she squeezes out a smile. My husband really isn't like this normally. I don't know what's gotten into him today. Host Xiao Yu, loving the drama, says, Superstar Gu Yao, you could send your husband a message. We can take this chance to see what your husband is really like, in private. But you can't reveal that we're live streaming. Gu Yao nods in agreement. She takes out her phone, quickly types a message, and sends it. The big screen simultaneously displays, how is Shishi doing with her homework? And when my reply is projected onto the studio's giant screen, everyone present is dumbfounded. My dear wife, with me at home, what is there to worry about? The homework was finished ages ago. She learned everything perfectly and got every answer right. Right now, Shishi is practicing the piano. Later, she'll practice martial arts and drawing. Gu Yao is completely petrified now. Nuo Shu, you actually dare to lie to me. The three female stars on the observation panel lose it on the spot, bursting into laughter. Ha ha! I can't. I'm laughing so hard I'm gonna pass my 10-year kidney stones. See that? Men are no good. They all fool their wives like this. Married sisters, keep your eyes peeled. Gu Yao truly wants to cry but has no tears. He really isn't like this normally. At this moment, on the big screen, I pocket my phone and smirk smugly. See that? Your mom is super easy to fool. If you don't tell and I don't tell, we can happily duo Q all day long. If I don't carry you to Supreme King today, I don't deserve to be your dad. My daughter asks quietly, then what about the homework? I pat my chest. I'll get your homework done in 5 minutes. Gu Yao is currently grinding her teeth in fury. The three female stars, however, are clutching their stomachs, pointing at the screen and telling Gu Yao, your husband is too funny. I'm dying of laughter. Superstar Gu, your home must be super fun normally, right? Gu Yao's blood instantly boils, desperately suppressing the urge to catch a flight back and beat someone up. In the live stream, Nuo Xiaoxi desperately tells herself she shouldn't, but the craving for honor of kings in her heart is just too strong. Then I. Nuo Xiaoxi asked me tentatively. I deliberately put on a stern face. Then what? I remember your mom made you uninstall the game, right? Go get your phone right now. Download it again, and I'll do the homework. Nuo Xiaoxi jumps up in a flash, runs to the door, then stops, leaning on the doorframe to peek back inside. The comments suddenly thicken again. Not bad, not bad. This dad is a real one. He knows how to share his daughter's burdens. You call this sharing burdens? This is clearly setting the kid up. Is this kind of dad really qualified? Not letting the kid do homework is one thing, but actually doing it for her? To this kind of god-tier detectively, I just want to say, please get me one too. The studio erupts into another fit of laughter. Hoeshin covers her mouth, looks at Gu Yao, and chuckles. Superstar Gu Yao, your husband really is young at heart. Looks like he hasn't lied to you any less normally. The moment you're not home, he completely shows his true colors. Gu Yao forces herself to hold her ground, staring intently at the screen, constantly praying in her heart, my daughter is definitely sensible. She will definitely stop Nuo Shu. But on the screen, Nuo Xiaoxi just curiously glances at the homework, then happily runs off to get her phone. At this, Gu Yao's heart goes completely cold. The previously silent observer, Fu Qingren, finally speaks up. As a child psychology expert and family studies professor, I must point out that Nuo Shu is misguiding the child. He doesn't deserve to be a father. An 8-year-old is right at the critical stage of forming study habits. Being led astray like this, it'll be hard to pull her back on track later. Games will occupy the child's mind and make her lose her motivation to study. Therefore, I absolutely do not agree with Nuo Shu's action. Even if he is Superstar Gu's husband, I have to stand up and correct this. Fu Qingran's words are both serious and professional, and her tone is quite heavy. After speaking, she looks straight at Gu Yao. Superstar Gu Yao, do you think I'm right? Gu Yao's heart is incredibly conflicted right now. She has a fire burning inside her, knowing that Fu Qingran is using this for personal revenge. During a previous interview, the other party asked sensitive marriage questions and got shut down by her. Even though she agrees with Fu Qingran's view on Nuo Shu, she just doesn't want to admit it. Is it your place to lecture my husband? Gu Yao sneers inwardly, but can only force a smile on her lips. I strongly agree with Sister Qingran's point of view. I hope everyone doesn't learn from my husband. This sentence, she practically says through gritted teeth. At this moment, she really regrets coming on this damn show. The comments also explode at this instant. What the hell? How dare you say my wife Gu Yao's husband is no good? Who do you think you are, Fu Qingran? Superstar Gu Yao came to the right show this time. She finally sees Nuo Shu's true colors, one face to her, and another behind her back. Only I am worthy of Gu Yao. Brothers, draw your swords. In the live stream, a heartwarming scene is unfolding. The game is updating. Nuo Xiaoxi lies on the sofa, waiting anxiously, her eyes full of little stars. I wash a plate of fruit, place it on the coffee table, and ask casually, What rank are you? Nuo Xiaoxi says a bit shyly. I'm only gold 3, 2 stars. Only when you and mom are at home. Do I dare sneak in a few games? After saying that, she suddenly realizes she let it slip and looks up at me nervously. My face darkens as expected. I stroke my chin, thinking seriously. Not being able to play games and affecting your mood is no good. Looks like I'll have to buy you another phone. At this moment, Nuo Xiaoxi finally completely believes that I'm on her side. In the studio, Gu Yao is grinding her teeth in anger, unable to maintain her facial expression any longer. The comments boil over once again. Ha ha ha. It's rare to see superstar Gu Yao angry. I relate to this so much. When I'm not home, my husband and son team up to trick me just like this. After I caught them, I beat them for 3 days before they stopped. What are husbands for? Aren't they just for beating up for fun? Even if I catch my husband playing on my account, he'd still try to squeeze in one more game. Why are you yelling? And then he gets beat up again. Oh man, it's finally updated. Tianchi communities. Number 1 mage can finally log in openly. Nuo Xiaoxi lets out an excited howl and impatiently opens the game. I chuckle, logging in while saying, "Don't worry about what your teammates pick. Just pick whoever you want to play the most. If I let you die, I'll call you dad. Enemy forces will reach the battlefield in 5 seconds. Please prepare. All troops. Attack." Seeing Nuo Xiaoxi on the screen, so excited. She's dancing with joy. Gu Yao's heart suddenly trembles. When was the last time she saw her this happy? It seems like she hasn't been since she started kindergarten. Xiao Yu smiles to smooth things over. Superstar Gu Yao. Actually, letting a child relax occasionally is fine. The key is whether the father can guide the child to have moderation. Gu Yao nods slightly. I hope so. Hey, come here quick. Aren't you going to take this minion wave? Shouldn't the mid-lane minions all be mine? But you have to come over here first. You only get gold if you're nearby when the minions die. Is that how it works? Nuo Xiaoxi immediately activates Sprint, controlling her little Daji to scurry quickly toward the mid-lane. Don't go that way. A muscular brute suddenly jumps out of the bushes, raising his axe and hacking at Daji like a madman. Nuo Xiaoxi turns pale with fright, just as Daji's health bar is about to empty. Whoosh! A hook flies out with pinpoint accuracy, dragging Dian Wei under the tower, followed by a stun and a massive ultimate suck. Daji is instantly safe. She goes in with a flurry of skills, and Dian Wei drops dead on the spot. Wahahaha, I got the kill. Ha 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 ha. Nuo Xiaoxi dances with joy, and I'm beaming too. Remember for next time, mages can't face check bushes. Tianchi community's number 1 Zhang Kui isn't just for show, right? Nuo Xiaoxi nods vigorously. Yeah, your hooks are way too accurate. After that, I'm in charge of hooking people, and Nuo Xiaoxi is in charge of reaping the kills. The father-daughter duo Q is simply too much fun. Wait, are you sure this is the Mom's Not Home variety show? I accidentally wandered into some gaming streamer's channel. Even though I don't play this game at all, watching this gets my blood pumping. Suddenly, I feel like this scene is so harmonious. A dad gaming with his daughter like they're friends. Harmonious my ass. Her rank in the game goes up, but her grades in school will go down. A few hours of fun now means a whole semester of suffering when school starts. After winning 2 games in a row, Nuo Xiaoxi hugs me and gives me a big kiss, even feeding me grapes. Feeling my daughter's long-lost intimacy, I'm grinning from ear to ear. Inside the studio, Gu Yao doesn't see me stop. Instead, I'm completely engrossed in the game. Hua Xin says with a straight face, "In my house, my husband and I would never allow our daughter to play games like this. It will absolutely ruin the child." Fu Qingren nods in agreement. Children at this age are most likely to idolize their fathers. The father's behavior is their role model. Gu Yao believes she has long mastered hiding her emotions, but right now, she feels her defenses are about to crumble, and this wavering actually comes from the family she is most proud of. Perhaps because Xiaoshu is young and loves to play, she offers a different perspective. I think Lu Chen, playing games with Nuo Xiaoxi is pretty fun. Times have changed, haven't they? Appropriate entertainment isn't a bad thing, but having said that, his Zhang Kui hooks are seriously accurate. The studio instantly erupts into laughter. Xia Shue's viewpoint, though not accepted by Fu Qingran and Hua Xin, unexpectedly wins the favor of many viewers. Seeing that the observation panel is about to argue, Xiao Yu quickly smooths things over. The live stream has only been on for an hour. Superstar Gu Yao also said that Lu Chen is usually a completely different person than today. Maybe there's a twist coming up. Everyone nods repeatedly. Right. Maybe Lu Chen is doing this on purpose, to make Nuo Xiaoxi rebel against games. On the big screen, my daughter and I are still battling fiercely in the gorge. Prince of Lanling. It's that Prince of Lanling again. I'm so mad. Shishi, don't panic. It's time to show you my damage build Zhang Kui. Mom's not home. Everyone in the studio never expected the live stream to take this direction. What should have been a positive scene of studying and practicing piano has now become a war zone filled with artillery fire. On screen, the Zhang Kui I'm controlling is slaughtering everyone, and my daughter Nuo Xiaoxi is following behind, frantically stealing kills, screaming with excitement. Gu Yao was grinding her teeth so hard they were about to shatter. As a top-tier superstar, she knew all too well the cruel reality of how fast the entertainment industry replaces the old with the new. She was currently planning to transition into a domineering entertainment company CEO, By coming on this show, she originally wanted her husband and daughter to pave the way by showing off an intellectual and wise image. But who could have imagined? I would completely tear her plans to shreds. Gu Yao was so furious, she was practically grinding her teeth to dust. As a superstar at the absolute peak of her career, she deeply understood the cruel law of the entertainment industry, where newcomers constantly replace the old. She was preparing to transition into a female CEO of an entertainment company. She had hoped to use this program to establish her husband, Nuo Shu, and daughter, Nuo Xiaoxi, with a wise, knowledgeable, and lively persona. Who would have thought that I would rip her plans to absolute shreds? Hua Xin's laughter was the loudest. Superstar Gu Yao, I seriously suspect you're deliberately creating this contrast, just for the show's dramatic effect. To sacrifice so much for a program is truly admirable. Fu Qingran's words were even more harsh and sarcastic. This is a completely failed method of parenting. I really don't understand how superstar Gu Yao's husband is even acting as a father. He doesn't deserve to be a father at all. If my husband dared to act like this, I would have slapped divorce papers on his face a long time ago. The atmosphere in the studio instantly dropped to the freezing point. Gu Yao's face darkened. The powerful aura of a superstar and CEO erupted from her. Miss Fu Qingran, it is not your place to point fingers at my family affairs. I have the ability to provide my husband and daughter with an excellent and comfortable life. They don't need to exhaust themselves trying to be the perfect husband or the perfect child in other people's eyes. After saying that, Gu Yao let out a cold sneer. This is something that I'm afraid you, Miss Fu Qingran, could never possibly achieve, right? A collective gasp echoed through the studio. The live comments instantly exploded. She's so right. Conservatively speaking, Gu Yao's annual income is in the hundreds of millions. Plus company dividends, that's another few hundred million. Why should her husband and child have to live like a rigid template for others? Who doesn't know that Fu Qingran's husband is still 500 million in debt? If that were Gu Yao, would that even be an issue? Fu Qingran really hit a brick wall this time. Fu Qingran's face instantly turned ice cold. I am speaking from a professional perspective to point out your husband's mistakes. Gu Yao cut her off directly. You call that pointing out mistakes? Then me pointing out what you can't achieve is also just stating the facts. She stood up abruptly, her aura fully unleashed. What's wrong with how my husband takes care of our child? Everyone is free to discuss it. If using my husband as an example can help everyone learn about parenting, I'm more than happy with that. But there is one thing I must declare. When it comes to my husband and child, other than me, no one else in this world gets to say a single bad word about them. The general director hurriedly signaled the host, Xiao Yu, to save the situation. Don't let the atmosphere get so tense in the very first episode. Xiao Yu quickly stepped in to smooth things over. It's completely normal for the observation panel and guests to have disagreements. Every family has different needs. Gu Yao prefers a relaxed atmosphere, while Miss Fu Qingran values rules more. There's no right or wrong here. Xie Xue and Hua Xin also hurriedly changed the subject. It's already 12 o'clock. Let's quickly see what Nuo Shu prepared for Shishi's lunch. That breakfast already had me drooling. I really want to see what other god-tier cooking skills he has. Gu Yao and Fu Qingran were both smart people. They knew when to back down. Gu Yao immediately broke into a smile. My husband's cooking is absolutely top-notch. Even professional chefs outside can't compare. Fu Qingran also took the out she was given. I actually completely agree with that. A husband having such superb cooking skills like Nuo Shu is indeed crucial for family harmony and a child's healthy growth. The tense atmosphere instantly eased. Everyone's eyes focused back on the big screen. On the screen, Nuo Xiaoxi locked in her daji, while I picked Zhang Kui to play support. The father-daughter duo had absolute god-tier teamwork. We pushed up over 20 stars in one breath. Nuo Xiaoxi danced around in excitement. Oh, Dad, you're absolutely amazing. Zhang Kui got a quadra kill, 15 kills this game. That was so badass. I put down my phone and smiled dotingly. Dad didn't lie to you, right? All right, it's lunchtime. Hurry up and tell Dad what you want to eat. Perhaps the game had brought us closer. Nuo Xiaoxi was much more trusting of my change in behavior today. She carefully tested the waters. Dad, even though your cooking is the best in the world, can I have fried skewers for lunch today? I was taken aback. Are you talking about the ones from the street carts? Those freshly deep-fried skewers? Nuo Xiaoxi nodded vigorously. She subconsciously looked around, making sure her mom really wasn't around, before lowering her voice. One time after school, while waiting for you, I secretly took a bite of my classmates. Oh my god, the taste was absolutely incredible. In the studio, Gu Yao was screaming frantically in her head. Please don't agree to let Shishi eat fried skewers. Hurry up and show off the only cooking skills you have. Save me some face. Well, you? The comment section instantly exploded again. Playing games with a kid instead of doing homework is one thing, but eating fried skewers is way too unhealthy. Right? I bet Nuo Shu will definitely refuse her strictly this time. On screen, Nuo Xiaoxi looked at me with eyes full of expectation. I reached out and rubbed her little head. Having it once in a while is totally fine. However, you absolutely cannot let it slip when Mom gets back. Nuo Xiaoxi clapped her little hands happily. Hemph, I'll just say that you made me braised pork ribs for lunch today. Fish head tofu soup, stir-fried cabbage, and tomato with scrambled eggs. I couldn't help but burst out laughing. So smart. The live comments fired up again. No way. He just agreed just like that? This is spoiling the kid way too much. Most dads might not spoil their sons, but they absolutely give their daughters whatever they want. Fried skewers aren't necessarily unhealthy. Some places use pretty good oil. Don't we deep fry stuff at home all the time too? The guy above me definitely sells fried skewers. Verified. In the studio, the audience's laughter, though not filled with mockery like Fu Qinggran and Hua Xin's, still made Gu Yao feel incredibly uncomfortable. She was full of confusion. Nuo Shu, weren't you the most adamant before about never letting our child eat street food? You've always been the strictest when it comes to food. What exactly is going on with you now? Amidst her anger, an utterly absurd thought even popped into Gu Yao's head. Could my husband have been possessed? The scene shifted. I told Nua Shaoxi to wait obediently downstairs while I went upstairs to change clothes, getting ready to go out and buy the skewers. But as soon as I reached the second floor, I secretly made a phone call. Lao son, hurry up and fry some skewers for me. Make sure to use the best oil and prepare healthy ingredients. Sigh, my daughter is craving that street food taste. You know? I was worried it might be unhygienic. As the head chef of a grand hotel, you wouldn't fail at such a small task, right? I'll be there in 10 minutes. Seeing this scene, the comments started buzzing passionately again. Oh my god, so Nuo Shu had everything planned out all along. He let Shishi eat the fried skewers she was craving, while also ensuring it was healthy. Now this is the kind of move a meticulous dad should make. Who wouldn't love a god-tier dad like this? In the studio, Gu Yao stared at me on the big screen, and suddenly found me much more pleasing to the eye. I knew it. On matters of principle like this, my husband would never compromise. Xia also chimed in with a smile. This approach is truly both thoughtful and smart. Hua Xin, however, smiled and played devil's advocate. If Shishi falls in love with eating fried skewers from now on, he can't just trick her like this every single time, right? Gu Yao glanced sideways, shooting Hua Xin a cold look. The Lao son Nuo Su mentioned is the executive chef of a 5-star hotel near our house. I own 40% of the shares in that hotel. As long as I please, I can have Lao Sun set up a stall right inside our villa. Why would he need to trick my daughter? Hua Xin's face instantly turned incredibly awkward. I didn't mean it like that. The comments instantly exploded again. I'm seriously speechless. Do you think they can't afford it? They don't need an old hag like you worrying over nothing. Exactly. Why would he need to trick his daughter? What's wrong with just telling her they can fry it fresh at home whenever she wants? Sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. Her meddling face is just too ugly to look at. On the screen, Nuo Shaoxi and I were eating joyfully. This harmonious scene once again touched countless viewers. Logically, the live broadcast should have paused at this point, but the comments were full of objections. Some viewers even started a poll, demanding the broadcast continue live until Shishi goes to sleep at night. The votes for that option actually hit 99%, far exceeding the option for a halftime break, and resuming at 3 p.m. General Director Yu Ji was absolutely thrilled. This S-tier variety show had drawn massive attention before it even aired. Now, just one morning of broadcasting had made it this explosive. This first battle was fought beautifully. So, Yu Ji waved his hand grandly. The second group will go eat first, then swap with the first group. The guests and audience in the studio can move around freely. Those who want to eat can head straight to the cafeteria. Assistant Director Wang Fugi was a bit worried. Won't the station executives blame us if they find out? Yu Ji glared at him. Who do they think they are? Wang Fugi was stunned on the spot. Since when did the general director get so tough? Yu Ji sneered inwardly. If this show blows up, even the station head will have to come begging me. On the other side, Gu Yao didn't dare to go eat at all. The host, Xiao Yu, thoughtfully brought her some snacks and milk from the sponsors. The live broadcast was still ongoing. Xiao Yu smiled slyly. Since this is an unplanned broadcast, let's add a little segment. Let's have superstar Gu Yao call Shishi and ask about how her morning went and what she had for lunch. An ominous premonition instantly rose in Gu Yao's heart. The morning broadcast made her realize that this guy of mine seemed exceptionally good at lying. All right. Gu Yao could only reluctantly agree. The comments were ignited once again. If I could marry Gu Yao, I would absolutely never lie to her for the rest of my life. I bet Nuo Shu will tell the truth. Bullshit. I don't believe there's a man in this world who doesn't lie. Right now, we can only pin our hopes on the obedient and sensible Shishi. Hopefully, Shishi was just all talk earlier. On the screen, Nuo Shaoxi, who had just finished eating the fried skewers, was washing her hands. After seeing the caller ID, I whispered to Nuo Shaoxi, "It's your mom calling. Don't forget what you said earlier." I picked up the phone, speaking in a relaxed tone. "Honey, what's up? Miss me already after just leaving?" Hearing this tone that was no different from usual, Gu Yao sneered in her heart. Did Shishi finish all her homework this morning? She finished it. Didn't I tell you on WeChat? She knew how to do all of it. I checked it, and it was all correct. I had the phone on speaker, leaning back on the sofa, looking completely relaxed without a shred of guilt. I even kept winking at Nuo Shaoxi. Nuo Shaoxi immediately returned and I got this expression. The comments below went absolutely crazy with laughter. Nuo Shu has no idea that his and Shishi's every move is being watched by superstar Gu Yao. He especially doesn't know that he's being spectated by the entire internet. It was visibly obvious that superstar Gu Yao's anger meter was spiking again. Just look at his expression. And look at Fu Qinggran and Hua Xin. They're smiling so hard their back teeth are showing. Gu Yao took a deep breath, her chest heaving heavily. She tried her best to ask in a calm tone, "Let Shishi tell mom." What delicious food did Dad make for you this noon? Nuo Xiaoxi suddenly froze, instantly panicking. Mom, Dad made me 4 dishes for lunch. They were so yummy. They were braised gluten, crucian carp and sausage soup, stir-fried chicken tenders, and chicken skewers with scrambled eggs. The comments instantly erupted into thunderous laughter. Puffed, ha ha ha. This kid is seriously too funny. Braised gluten, crucian carp and sausage soup, stir-fried chicken tenders, and chicken skewers with scrambled eggs. How come I recognize every single word, but when put together, I have no idea what they mean. She clearly spouted a bunch of weird nonsense, yet she completely spilled the truth of the matter. The studio instantly burst into roaring laughter. Even the host was clutching her stomach, unable to stand straight. Even the usually aloof Fu Qingren couldn't help, but secretly turn her head away, her shoulders shaking non-stop. Gu Yao's temples were throbbing violently. On the screen, I looked like a cat with its fur standing on end. I sprang up in a flash, reaching out to cover Nuo Xiaoxi's mouth. Shh, shh. You let it slip. Nuo Xiaoxi was instantly flustered and started explaining incoherently. Mom, I was just joking. Actually, what I had for lunch today was braised gluten. No. Nuo Xiaoxi blinked her big eyes, looking around frantically, her brain working in overdrive. I need to go play the piano. Right, play the piano. Mom, we'll talk when you get back. Gu Yao stared blankly as Nuo Xiaoxi hung up the phone, watched me complain to our daughter, and saw Nuo Xiaoxi's guilt-ridden face. She simply couldn't believe it. How did my cute and obedient Shishi learn to be so naughty and tell lies now? Heh. Hua Xin's laughter sounded full of mockery to Gu Yao. Gu Yao, as a fellow mother, I have to remind you, once a child develops a habit of lying, it's very hard to correct. Fu Qingren immediately twisted the knife. If it's done under the instruction or tacit approval of the father, the child might even turn lying into second nature. Gu Yao was powerless to refute. She could only nod and say, lying is indeed wrong. I will definitely find an opportunity to correct her. Xiao Yu quickly reminded her. Superstar Gu Yao, you have to be careful. Our live broadcast is confidential. You can't mention it even after it ends. After all, we have to record a full 4 episodes. Xiaoshu hurriedly helped diffuse the situation. Actually, sometimes, you shouldn't blow a tiny lie out of proportion. Otherwise, the child might live too cautiously, terrified of saying the wrong thing. At least, that's how I felt when I was little. Hua Xin and Fu Qingren exchanged a glance and didn't bother arguing with her. What could a little girl possibly know about marriage and raising kids? Gu Yao shot her a grateful look. Xiao Yu continued asking. Superstar Gu Yao, during summer vacation, after eating lunch, what does your husband usually arrange for Shishi to do? Gu Yao answered without hesitation. Usually, after lunch, he arranges for Shishi to take a nap. Around 2:30 p.m., he has her practice the piano. Jashu's eyes instantly lit up. Superstar Gu Yao, do you want to raise Shishi to be a musician or a female singer like yourself? Gu Yao smiled and shook her head. No, my husband and I hope that Shishi can get into Tsinghua University in the future. Everything else is just being cultivated as a hobby and a special skill. Oh, I see. But I feel like your daughter definitely inherited your musical talent. Isn't it a bit of a pity not to develop it? Xia Shu said regretfully. Fu Qingren suddenly interjected. A daughter's genes are often inherited from the father, while a son usually inherits from the mother. Right. Hua Xin immediately agreed. My daughter inherited my husband's traits. I can tell the moment she lies, because she didn't inherit even a tiny bit of my acting talent. Xiao Yu continued. Then let's see if Nuo Shu will follow the old rules and arrange things for Shishi. The comments were buzzing with heated discussion again. I've completely seen through Nuo Shu's parenting routine. It's pure two-faced behavior. He definitely won't make Shishi take a nap. Some also said, no matter how indulgent Nuo Shu was this morning, his love for Shishi is real. He'll definitely make her rest. On the screen, the two of us, father and daughter, were sighing with long faces. I rubbed my chin and asked, Shishi, you've played all morning. Isn't it time for a nap? Nuo Xiaoxi's little face instantly fell. She ran over and shook my arm. Dad, I'm really not sleepy or tired at all. Taking a nap every single time is just wasting all this precious time. I pretended to ponder. That's true. It really is a waste. Then how about you go practice the piano now? Nuo Xiaoxi puffed her cheeks and plopped down. I don't want to, I kindly reminded her. But the homework your piano teacher assigned last night, you still haven't finished it, right? Nuo Xiaoxi's eyes suddenly lit up. Dad, if I finish my piano homework, record a video, and send it to the teacher, can you take me to play Honor of Kings again this afternoon? The comments instantly exploded. He can't possibly agree this time, right? Otherwise, that's just going too far. He definitely won't agree. Look, Nuo Shu is even frowning. Sure enough, I shook my head. How about this? Don't bother finishing your piano task, and don't play Honor of Kings either. Even though I want you to be happy, I also have to be responsible for your health. You'll strain your eyes. Gu Yao's feelings were a mixed bag at this moment. Not letting her play games to prevent eye strain is definitely the right call. But what do you mean don't bother finishing the piano teacher's task? Nuo Shu, is this how you fool people? On screen, Nuo Xiaoxi was also stunned. She blinked her big eyes and started thinking. That doesn't seem right. Mom said that even though our family is well off, my piano teacher was really hard to hire. One lesson costs over $800. I immediately showed a gratified expression and rubbed her little head. Awesome! You already understand the principle of not wasting money. Seeing this scene, Guyao finally revealed a relieved smile. Her daughter was still sensible. At least she didn't agree to Nuo Shu's terrible idea. However, Nuo Shaoxi suddenly stood up, looking at me with a serious face. How about this? I'll go practice the piano and submit my homework right now. Then you call the teacher and cancel the rest of the classes. The money we save can be used to buy me a new phone. Just like you said. We can duo queue together like a sweet father-daughter team. The comments exploded once again. And here I thought this sweet little angel was actually being sensible. If Nuo Shu dares to agree to this, I'll immediately grab my 40-meter-long blade and help superstar Gu Yao hack him to pieces. Under Gu Yao's teeth-grinding, murderous gaze, I actually nodded my head. Then I'm not playing support anymore. This time, I want to play the marksman. Nuo Shaoxi was sitting upright at the piano in the living room. The melodious sound of the piano lingered in the air. The audience in the studio and the netizens in the live stream were all nodding as they listened. She plays really well. Gu Yao's face was full of gratification. Nuo Shaoxi's progress is huge. Every time I hear her practice, I feel genuinely proud. This child is incredibly gifted and learns so fast. Xiaoshu also nodded in agreement. I also learned piano from a young age, but at Shishi's age, my skill level definitely wasn't as high as hers. But right at that moment, I suddenly spoke up. Stop for a second. The piano music instantly stopped. Nuo Shaoxi lifted her little face, looking puzzled. Dad, what's wrong? I dotingly rubbed my daughter's head. Shishi, you played very well. However, Dad heard two tiny flaws. Nuo Shaoxi's pretty face was covered in question marks. Dad, you know how to play the piano. How come I never knew that before? On the other side of the camera, Gu Yao watched the screen, completely stunned as well. Xiaoshu asked superstar Gu Yao with a face full of curiosity. Does your husband really know how to play the piano? Gu Yao seemed to recall something funny, her lips curling into a smile. She shook her head. How should I put this? If the one-finger death touch counts, then yeah, he knows how. The live chat instantly exploded. Ha 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 ha. I didn't expect the pop diva to be so funny. What the heck is the one-finger death touch? My stomach hurts from laughing. If poking with one finger counts, then I'm a piano master too. Gu Yao's interest was also piqued. Her beautiful eyes stared intently at my serious expression on the screen. I started pointing out the issues. Nuo Shaoxi, there was a break in the notes when you just played. Play those two lines again. The chat boiled over once more. I'm dying of laughter. A guy who only knows the one-finger death touch is trying to instruct a piano prodigy? I have a feeling Nuo Shu is about to fail epically. Rubbing my hands in anticipation, Gu Yao and Xiaoshu exchanged a shocked look. As professional singers, they hadn't heard it at all just now. When Nuo Shaoxi replayed that section, the two of them gasped in unison. There really is a slight break in the notes. Gu Yao's face was full of disbelief. Such a tiny flaw. Even I, a professional singer, didn't catch it. But he clearly doesn't know how to play the piano. How did he hear it? Everyone was instantly even more confused, staring at the screen with bellies full of shock. On screen, I looked serious. I nodded slightly. That's right, there is indeed a break. It feels like someone's skipping while walking. It's very uncoordinated. I sat down next to Shaoxi, placing my hands on the keys. I demonstrated skillfully, explaining as I played. Look at my wrist and arm. The break in the notes is because you're too stiff here. You're not relaxed enough so the sound isn't smooth. It should be like this. Fluent and beautiful notes poured out from beneath my fingertips. If you want the sound to be clear and relaxed, you have to reduce the stiffness and tension in your muscles. Holy crap, changing it like that really makes it much smoother. He actually knows how to play. Can you believe this? Even his wife didn't know he could play the piano. This guy is hiding way too much. Nuo Shaoxi froze for a moment. Then her eyes lit up. She clapped her little hands excitedly and shouted, "That sounds amazing. Daddy, you're so awesome." I smiled and said, "The second problem is here." I mimicked how Nuo Shaoxi had just played. Listen closely, the notes here are slurred together. The previous note hasn't fully faded, and the next one follows, blurring the two together. This is because you're lifting your fingers too slowly. You have to overcome the sluggishness in your fingertips and channel your strength into them. In that moment, I became a shining hero in my daughter's eyes. Nuo Shaoxi looked at me with pure adoration. "Daddy, you're amazing. My teacher mentioned this problem too, but didn't explain it as clearly as you did. Plus, when I played it like that, my teacher said it was fine, but you still managed to hear it. Daddy, you know more about the piano than Mommy does." I chuckled. "Don't talk nonsense. Your mom is the real master. Try it again. Just use the method I just told you." When Nuo Shaoxi played it again, her progress was indeed rapid. The results were immediate. Is teacher Nuo Shu offering classes? How much for one lesson? I want to book teacher Nuo Shu. I'll pay whatever it costs for a lesson. This level of professionalism is insane. Gu Yao stared blankly at the screen, almost unable to believe her eyes. When did he learn to play the piano? Based on that performance and guidance just now, his skill level was definitely not low. A surge of anger suddenly flared up in Gu Yao's heart. "Just what else are you hiding from me?" Fu Qingran spoke up with a sarcastic tone. "Hey, a married couple living together every day, actually hiding things from each other. Are they terrified the other might cheat or something?" Hua Xin chimed in with a laugh. "My husband tells me absolutely everything, so I really can't understand why Nuo Shu has to hide it. Is playing the piano something shameful?" Hearing this, Gu Yao's face darkened even more. Shishu opened her mouth, but this time she didn't know how to smooth things over for her. Xiao Yu smiled and came to the rescue. Another fun segment is coming up. Now, Let's have our pop diva call her husband. And for this part, our diva has to pretend to be mad. Just tell Nuo Shu, I know everything. You better come clean right now. The screen randomly switched. Nuo Shaoxi was focused on playing the piano. The two of us were openly doing proper business without a shred of guilt in our hearts. Mom's calling. Keep playing. Let her hear that everything is perfectly fine at home. Accompanied by the soothing piano melody, I answered the phone. Nuo Shaoxi's ears quietly perked up. Hello, honey. Gu Yao took a deep breath, her face instantly turning cold. Nuo Shu, I know everything. You better explain yourself clearly. What else are you hiding from me? I trembled in fright. Nuo Shaoxi's fingers pressed down harder on the keys, terrified that the anger would burn her too. I'm not hiding anything from you. On the screen, I was brushing it off, while my brain was spinning rapidly. That hilarious look made the studio audience desperately hold back their laughter, afraid I would hear them through the phone. Gu Yao's anger meter was maxed out. She didn't look like she was acting at all. Nuo Shu, you're still being stubborn at a time like this. I'm giving you one last chance. Spit it out. All right, I'll confess. I looked like I had nothing left to live for, as if I had completely accepted my fate. Gu Yao sneered inwardly. He's finally going to confess to slacking off while watching the kid. If you leave out even one thing, I'll twist your head off when I get back. See? Men just can't handle a scare, as long as you're assertive. Ladies, use this trick on your husbands, and you'll definitely get unexpected surprises. This trick is so spot on. Last time I asked my husband about his secret stash like this. He straight up confessed to having 2 mistresses. I asked like this last time too, and my husband confessed he swings both ways. I took a deep breath, my voice full of guilt. That song you wrote last time, Fly to the Moon. I secretly changed a few notes for you. Gu Yao was instantly stunned. Which line? The line escaped the most bustling city. Fly to the loneliest starry sky. Gu Yao's eyelashes fluttered wildly, her eyes widening a fraction. Xiao Yu quickly shot her a look. Gu Yao finally snapped back to reality. Not that. Think hard. What else are you hiding from me? I let out an awe, my face filled with bitter remorse. I felt like I had confessed too hastily. That necklace I gave you last time, it wasn't actually 140,000. It was 1.04 million. What? Gu Yao was dumbfounded once again. The chat went absolutely crazy. Oh my god, give me a dozen husbands like this. I wouldn't mind changing one every day. Isn't he a stay-at-home dad? Where did he get so much money? Gu Yao demanded sharply. Where did you get that much money? I stammered in reply. My secret stash. Gu Yao's heart skipped a beat, but she immediately put on a stern face again. Not that either. What else are you hiding from me? I blinked, instantly realizing it was a trap. My experience from 2 lifetimes made me straighten my back immediately. Nothing else. Just say it. What exactly am I hiding from you? As long as you say it, I'll admit it. Gu Yao was checkmated by me. She couldn't expose that it was the production team's trick, so she could only say with a dark face, fine then. Hanging up. I blinked in confusion, muttering to myself, that's not right. Knowing your mom's temper, coming at me so aggressively to interrogate me. She definitely wanted to teach me a lesson. Why did she just end it so hastily? Nuo Xiaoxi also fell deep into thought. Is Auntie Flo visiting again? The chat took critical damage. Ha 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 ha. I'm literally dying of laughter. In the live stream, the Pop Diva's family is way too funny and interesting. Did you guys see that? Even though Nuo Shu has some minor flaws, he's definitely a good man. Xia Shua's eyes suddenly lit up. Hey, Pop Diva, is it that song, Fly to the Moon? I remember Yu Qian from your company sang it, right? Gu Yao nodded gently. Xiao Yu smiled and pressed the Pop Diva. Then why don't you explain it to everyone? Gu Yao thought for a moment, then spoke. I wrote Fly to the Moon. Later I noticed. The chorus was a bit different from when I composed it. It became smoother and sounded better. I thought I had just remembered it wrong. Xiao Yu continued asking curiously. So Nuo Shu also knows how to compose? Gu Yao shook her head slightly. He's never shown any talent in that area. Xia Shu pressed further. Then what about the necklace? Gu Yao reached into her collar and pulled out the necklace. He gave this to me for my birthday. At the time, he said it was 140,000. I didn't think much of it. I just thought it was pretty, so I wore it every day. Xia Shu suddenly let out a scream. Oh my god, this is the Snow White series that Hua Shelley just released this year. It really does cost over $1 million. Whoa! A wave of gasps instantly echoed through the studio. Are god-tier husbands like this still in stock? Help. How am I getting so jealous just watching a live stream? Even though Nuo Shu is indeed hiding things from the diva, who wouldn't say they understand after seeing this? Slacking off while watching the kid instantly became a non-issue. The women on the observation panel and Xiao Yu all looked envious, especially Fu Qingren. She couldn't help but think of her own husband, and could only secretly pray in her heart, when it's our family's turn to stream. You better not embarrass me. Gu Yao couldn't help but look at the big screen again. On the screen, I had already taken a picture of Nuo Xiaoxi's piano homework and sent it to her piano teacher. Immediately after, Nuo Xiaoxi's excited howl rang out. Oh yeah, finally done. Daddy, hurry up. Let's do some sweet father-daughter duo queuing. Today I'm definitely hitting King tier. And so, for the entire afternoon that followed, the screen was filled with the happy times of the father and daughter gaming together. The in-game banter between Nuo Xiaoxi and me filled the live stream with a cheerful atmosphere. Why are my milady robots attacking him? He used his ultimate. I'm so mad. This damn Xiaoho Chun. Sweetie, that's Sayaho Dun. That character is pronounced Dun. You have to remember that. Gu Yao looked at the lively chat, then at the happy father and daughter on screen, and fell deep into thought. She suddenly realized that from kindergarten to 8 years old, Xiaoxi had probably never been happier than she was today. This made her start to doubt. Was her and Nuo Shu's past parenting style really right? Making a child study hard wasn't wrong, but Xiaoxi didn't seem to be living happily. Thinking of this, Gu Yao shook her head again. No, everything I do is for Xiaoxi's own good. Fu Qingran suddenly spoke up. I'm confirming it again. Nuo Shu is just an irresponsible father. He's leading the child astray with games. Later on, they won't be able to pull her back even if they try. Hua Xin also agreed. That's right. If my husband dared to play games with my son like this, I absolutely wouldn't tolerate it. Xiaoxua immediately retorted, but Xiaoxi is very happy right now. Their father-daughter relationship is so good, and her homework is all done. What's wrong with playing for a bit? Fu Qingran sneered. Did you forget? Xiaoxi's homework was done by Nuo Shu. Xiaoxu got anxious too. Xiaoxi is only going into 2nd grade after summer break. She already knows all the 1st grade stuff. Just this once doesn't matter at all. Hua Xin shook her head repeatedly. No. This has nothing to do with grades. It's an attitude problem. Gu Yao had to step in to smooth things over. Helping a child do their homework is definitely wrong. Everyone please don't learn from Nuo Shu. But the direction of the chat was completely different. Who cares about all that? As long as I'm happy watching it, that's fine. This family is literally my source of joy. Doing homework for them once, in exchange for a whole day of happiness for the kid. I think it's worth it. I just think Nuo Shu is handsome and gentle, and Xiaoxi is pretty and cute. Just watching them is enough. Whose husband and child are perfect anyway? If my husband had half of Nuo Shu's patience and played with the kid for a day, I'd be burning incense in gratitude. Amidst the father and daughter's laughter, the afternoon quietly slipped away. I made a hearty dinner for Nuo Xiaoxi. Exhausted from the day, she ate with great relish, making the viewers in the live stream drool with envy. Many people couldn't help but start comparing him to their own husbands again. These days, a man who doesn't cheat, doesn't gamble, and can cook. What more could you ask for? It's all Nuo Shu's fault. My son is forcing me to cook every day now, but I really don't know how. Diva sis, your man is so good at taking care of the house. I announced my voluntary withdrawal from the competition. Night fell. Nuo Xiaoxi was still a child after all. Having skipped her afternoon nap, she couldn't hold on any longer. She was sitting on the sofa watching cartoons, and just past 8 o'clock, her eyelids started drooping. That adorable look simply melted people's hearts. Gu Yao looked at the screen and couldn't help but smile. Meanwhile, I was bending over, working hard to clean up the day's mess. This scene, once again, made countless people start roasting their own husbands. As soon as I turned around, I noticed Nuo Xiaoxi was already slumped on the sofa, almost asleep. I gently shook her awake. Xiaoxi, you haven't washed up yet. Nuo Xiaoxi rubbed her sleepy eyes, pouting her little mouth and whining, Daddy, it's okay if I don't wash up for one day. I really want to sleep. The chat immediately started spamming, guessing that since Nuo Shu spoiled his daughter so much, he would definitely agree, right? He has to agree. He even did her homework for her, and played games with her all afternoon. How could he not agree to this little thing? But I shook my head. No way, Xiaoxi. Daddy can play with you, but you can't be lazy with good living habits. I patted Xiaoxi's head again. Girls need to stay clean. If you eat and don't brush your teeth, you'll get cavities. Do you want little bugs to make a home in your mouth? Only then did Xiaoxi reluctantly pout and put on her slippers. Then Daddy has to sing Xiaoxi a lullaby. A wave of gasps instantly echoed through the studio. He actually convinced her so easily. Nuo Su. He really has a way with her. I think he's absolutely right. You can't compromise on matters of principle. That's the only way to help a child develop good habits. If parents start slacking off, the kids definitely won't take these things seriously either. Xiao Yu smiled and looked at Gu Yao. Pop diva, does Nuo Shu sing Xiaoxi to sleep every night? Gu Yao was visibly taken aback, then shook her head. I don't know, because Xiaoxi is especially clingy with Nuo Shu. He's the one who puts her to sleep every night. I'm very busy. Even when I'm home, Xiaoxi only wants Nuo Shu to tuck her in. Xia Shu's face was full of admiration. Wow, Pop diva. You're truly so lucky. A smile tugged at the corners of Gu Yao's mouth. When it comes to taking care of the kid, Nuo Shu really does a great job. I've never had to worry about it. The scene switched to Xiaoxi's princess room. Nuo Xiaoxi lay obediently in bed, blinking her big, sparkling eyes, looking at me with full expectation. Daddy, sing Mommy's song for me. You have to imitate Mommy's voice, okay? Mommy hasn't sung to me in a long time. The scene on the screen made Gu Yao's heart clench fiercely. Yeah, how long had it been since she sang to Xiaoxi? And since when did her daughter only cling to Nuo Shu to be put to sleep? Memories flooded her mind. Whenever Xiaoxi wanted her to put her to sleep, she always used work as an excuse. When she was irritable, she would even scold her daughter. Over time, after Xiaoxi started school, she never brought up that request again. Thinking of this, Gu Yao's heart felt like it was being pricked by countless tiny needles. But Nuo Shu was always so patient. Sure enough, on screen, I gently patted my daughter's head and smiled. Daddy, we'll sing you a song about our family, okay? okay? Nuo Xiaoxi closed her eyes with a face full of happiness. I also closed my eyes. A gentle lullaby echoed through the room. In the studio, gasps of shock rang out one after another. Gu Yao even shot up from her seat, staring fixedly at the big screen in utter shock. The live stream chat instantly exploded completely. Holy crap. Is that voice Xiaoxi's? Who would believe this? A 1.8-meter tall rugged guy singing a child's voice. It sounds exactly the same. What kind of god is this? His vocal control is way too insane. What is this song called? How come I've never heard it before? Just then, Nuo Xiaoxi suddenly opened her eyes and looked at me. My heart skipped a beat. Did I sing it wrong? Nuo Xiaoxi's eyes sparkled with excitement. No, daddy. Your voice just now was so cute. Just like a little girl's. I affectionately patted her head. That was your voice. Hurry up and stop talking. Close your eyes, listen to the song, and go to sleep. I resumed, gently patting Nuo Xiaoxi, and once again hummed the line. Daddy, when the sun comes out, does the moon go home? The chat was ignited once more. I'm around the same age as Nuo Shu, so why do I want him to tuck me in right now too? Upstairs, don't fight me for him. I just want to call him daddy. I'm old enough to be his mom, but I still want him to sing me to sleep. Xiaoshu's beautiful eyes widened. From the moment I started singing, she had stood there motionless. She pointed his slender finger, asking in sheer horror, what kind of terrifying vocal control is this? There are barely a few in the entire music industry who can pull this off, right? Pop diva, did you really not know about this at all? Gu Yao's face was equally filled with shock. I really had absolutely no idea. On the screen, I started singing the second verse of the song. The beginning was still that vivid, lifelike child's voice. Suddenly, a gentle female voice joined in. When summer comes, the studio instantly erupted into a chorus of gasps. On screen, the call and response singing continued. Xiaoshu let out a sharp scream. Oh my god, isn't that the pop diva's voice? Holy crap, it really is Xiaoxi, Nuoshu, and the pop diva, all three of their voices. A family of three is actually hidden in one song. It has to be an original, right? I've searched every which way and can't find this song anywhere. Hua Xin and Fu Qinggran exchanged a glance, both of their eyes filled with worry. Nuo Shu not only tutored homework and played games with the kid, but also displayed extraordinary fatherly qualities. Now, his singing ability was shocking everyone. It was even an original song. This put a mountain of pressure on them. For the next 2 episodes of the show, what if they really got outshined when their turn came? Xiaoshu's excited voice went up an octave. Original. It's definitely an original. I can't find this song in the copyright database at all. Hua Xin frowned and asked, but the diva didn't even know Nuo Shu could sing. Could he have composed it at the diva's company? Gu Yao immediately denied it. Impossible. He's never been to my company, and I've never brought this song home either. Xiaoshu was even more certain that it was absolutely an original piece. Don't forget, he even rearranged the pop diva's song. The live chat is going crazy. What's going on? What does an original song have to do with your precious Hua Xin? Is it really that hard to admit someone else's husband is amazing? Shishi fell asleep, so the stream is about to end. I'm gonna miss Papa Nuo Su so much. I strongly suggest moving the camera to the bathroom. We want to see Nuo Su take a shower. Amidst a chorus of praise for me, the live stream slowly came to an end. Xiaoshu was still immersed in shock, urging Gu Yao to go home and make sure she gets the original track. Watching this entire live stream, Gu Yao's emotions had been turned completely upside down, from confident to frustrated, and then from angry to shocked. Only one question remained in her mind. Nuo Shu, just how many things are you still hiding from me? Alright, our first episode of When Mom's Not Home has come to a perfect close. I believe everyone has felt the warmth of home, from Nuo Shu and Shishi. Next episode, we'll step into the home of Best Actress Hua Xin and see how her husband takes care of their child. See you next time. The show ended. Gu Yao sat in the car heading home. Looking out at the flashing neon lights, she had mixed feelings. There was dissatisfaction with me, disappointment over her daughter lying, and annoyance at having to face the cameras soon. After all, the crew still had to film behind-the-scenes footage of her returning home. Assistant Xia Yi turned around from the passenger seat, smiling at Gu Yao. Sister, your husband and Shishi are totally winning over the fans. I had a goofy grin on my face the whole time. Gu Yao forced a smile. There were surprises, but forget it. It's really nothing. Xia Yi smiled and said, my mom always says, men are boys until the day they die. They always have a little kid living inside their hearts, incredibly naive. Gu Yao's eyes flickered. Is that really true? At 10 p.m., Gu Yao pushed open the door to her home. The house was bright and spotless. I was currently sitting on the sofa watching TV, with a steaming cup of hot tea in front of me. Whenever she came home, no matter how late, he would always wait. The house was always clean. That cup of warm tea instantly melted away the last bit of displeasure in her heart. You must be tired. Let me rub your shoulders. I smiled, leaning in to ask. Gu Yao shook her head, subconsciously glancing at the camera hidden in the corner. You've been busy all day. Come over and chat with me. She sat down and patted the empty seat next to her. I paused, then raised an eyebrow with a wicked smirk. I get it. You want to kiss me? Gu Yao blushed. Watch your mouth. I shamelessly leaned over and hugged her, resting my chin on her shoulder. We're an old married couple, aren't we? Be serious. Gu Yao pushed my head away. She sounded disgusted, but she felt a sweet warmth in her heart. She suddenly remembered Xiaoyi's words. Men are boys until the day they die. The mature and steady Nuo Shu was only this childish in front of her. Wasn't this a one-of-a-kind love? Hey, let me ask you something. Did you study music before? I nodded, looking incredibly proud. I was one of the 4 lead singers of the Sanhe Elementary School choir. I puffed out my chest smugly. Gu Yao didn't know whether to laugh or cry at his antics. Later in middle school, I was the music class rep. In high school, I played the guitar. And in college, I even specifically learned the piano, just to woo you. You learned it? Gu Yao's tone was full of suspicion. I nodded vigorously. Yeah, I did. But you became a big pop star. How could I dare show off my amateur skills in front of you? Then, did you ever learn how to write songs? I shook my head, looking completely baffled. You've been busy all day, and you come back just to ask this? Gu Yao panicked a little, realizing she had asked too directly. She quickly changed the subject. Was Shishi a good girl today? My face darkened. When I was home before, when did you ever care about me? Today you've been sending messages and calling, and even specifically asking. You're just afraid I'll be a bad influence on your precious daughter. No. She quickly waved her hands. Right at that moment, Gu Yao's phone suddenly rang. Shishi's mom. I just listened to Shishi's piano homework. It's absolutely the best I've ever taught. The technique and emotional delivery are on par with a professional. Did you secretly give her extra tutoring? Hanging up the phone, the doubts in Gu Yao's heart grew even heavier. Did you teach Shishi how to play the piano? I curled my lips in disdain. With my meager skills, I'm not even qualified for Shishi to teach me. Gu Yao was so mad she could explode. She knew perfectly well it was him. But why was this guy so stubborn? I'll just have to trick him into it. Her eyes darted around. I really want to hear you sing today. I stared at her blankly and reached out to feel her forehead. What's wrong with you today? You're a pop diva. You want to hear a nobody like me sing. Did something trigger you? Gu Yao slapped my hand away. No. Today I saw a cute young guy singing to a girl. Even though his singing wasn't great, that vibe. TSK. It was super charming. How about we just wash up and go to bed? Lu Shu. Gu Yao gritted her teeth. I leaned into her ear and blew softly. I'll wash up and wait for you. Gu Yao's body went soft, and all her anger vanished into thin air. Then I'll go take a shower too. I jumped 3 feet high in excitement. All right, let's get this show on the road. Before my voice even faded, I had already darted into the bedroom. Gu Yao's face instantly turned beet red. She sneakily glanced at the camera, stomping her feet in frustration. Why couldn't I hold back? Damn it. I didn't get to ask a single thing I wanted to. The next day, Gu Yao didn't even have time for breakfast before rushing off to the studio. When Shishi woke up and didn't see her mom, she kept pouting. I smiled and handed her a card. On it was Gu Yao's elegant handwriting. Baby. Mom came back too late and left too early. I'm sorry, but Mom secretly gave you lots of kisses. Love you. Shishi immediately broke into a huge smile, her big eyes curving into little crescents. Mom seems to have changed. She cares about me more than before. It would be great if I got a card from Mom every day. I affectionately patted her little head. Don't worry, Dad will definitely tell Mom. When Mom's not home. In the studio, Xiao Yu opened the show full of energy. Good morning, dear viewers. Today, we welcome our second family, Best Actress Hua Xin. Before the live stream begins, let's first take a look at the exciting highlights of pop diva Gu Yao returning home last night. Gu Yao's heart instantly leaped into her throat. The crew wouldn't edit it weirdly, would they? On screen, the spotless house drew waves of admiration. Immediately after, the dialogue played. I get it. Aunt Flo just left, right? You want to kiss me, don't you? We're an old married couple. Besides, we haven't done it in half a month. Ugh, be serious. Gu Yao's embarrassed and indignant look on screen was exactly the same as her expression in the studio right now. She wished she could bury her head in the ground. Meanwhile, the me on screen had a wicked smirk, but my eyes were full of pure adoration. The live chat instantly exploded. Puffed. Ha 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 ha. Help. If I had a wife like Gu Yao, why would I even go to work? I'd just stay home and make babies every day. Nuoshu's cheeky but lovable attitude is too addicting. He's like a big boy begging for candy. Love it. Love it. Let go of that diva and let me at her. I'm not serious either anyway. The opening highlights acted like a joy bomb, detonating the whole studio. After the laughter died down, Xiao Yu took the stage again. Now, let's invite Hua Xin to introduce her family, and then we'll kick off today's live stream. Hua Xin stood up confidently, giving the camera an elegant smile. My husband, Chen Xing, is a company general manager. He places great importance on cultivating our child's abilities in all aspects. He is my son's role model. My son, Chen Zimo, is 9 years old. He excels in his studies and is much more mature and intelligent than his peers. The live chat immediately started discussing Best Actress Hua Xin's husband. Sounds so high class. Wow, you can just tell this family is very well educated. She was just dissing Gu Yao's family, and now that it's her turn, she starts bragging. But as soon as the screen lit up, the entire audience was dumbfounded. Chen Zimo was kneeling on the floor, tears streaming down his face. Chen Xing was smoking with a dark, gloomy expression. The smile on Hua Xin's face instantly vanished, turning grim. Her body stiffened. She awkwardly explained, Please excuse this. The child probably made a very serious mistake this morning. The live chat instantly blew up. A 9-year-old kid? What kind of massive mistake could he possibly make? What the hell? What era are we in? They're still making kids kneel. Are we sure that's his biological dad? Didn't you just say he's a role model for the kid? Yet he's sitting there smoking like he owns the place. A sudden, inappropriate laugh echoed through the studio. Everyone's eyes snapped toward the observation panel. Fu Qingran was desperately trying to hold back his laughter. Jia Xu's shoulders were shaking like a vibrating phone, and Gu Yao had just straight up laughed out loud. Gu Yao quickly covered her mouth and apologized. I'm so sorry. It's just that this scene compared to what Best Actress Hua Xin said. The contrast is just a bit too much. Hua Xin forcefully suppressed her anger, glaring coldly at Gu Yao. Pop diva Gu Yao. Children need strict discipline. I believe my husband has a good reason for this. At the very least, he wouldn't do our child's homework for him. Please, everyone, be patient and keep watching. Xiao Yu quickly stepped in to ease the tension. Everyone can continue observing, and look for those rare shining moments when Chen Qing takes care of the kid. The scene cut. Chen Qing was seen crossing his legs and exhaling a puff of smoke. He swept a cold gaze over Chen Zimo. Do you know what you did wrong? Chen Zimo trembled in fear. He answered shakily. I know. He continued to ask coldly. And what should you go do now? Chen Zimo stuttered. Do my homework. Chen Qing's eyes widened fiercely. Then what are you standing around for? Hearing this, a terrified Chen Zimo quickly ran to his desk and started scribbling furiously. The camera zoomed in for a close-up. Chen Zimo's handwriting on the notebook was completely illegible and riddled with mistakes. The live chat instantly blew up. No way. How is this? Completely different from what Hua Xin was just saying. Compared to his usual homework, this is more than just a step down. Isn't it totally normal for kids to not want to do homework? He's acting like the kid dug up his ancestors' graves. Is it really necessary to punish a child like that? I'm done. On screen, Chen Zimo looked up with an excited face. Lying on the sofa, Chen Qing, with a cigarette dangling from his mouth, lazily grunted. Put it away if you're done. Chen Zimo asked hesitantly. Can I play on my phone for a bit? Chen Qing waved his hand without even looking up. Go play. Just don't bother me. Chen Zimo let out an excited cheer and immediately ran to grab his phone. The studio was dead silent. No one dared to look at Hua Xin. She hurriedly explained, my husband is very busy, but he will definitely check the homework. He must be handling official business right now. But as the camera zoomed in, the big screen clearly displayed Chen Qing's phone screen. Everyone's expressions turned incredibly awkward. Gu Yao spoke up in a nonchalant tone. If I'm not mistaken, he seems to be scrolling through videos of pretty girls dancing, right? Gu Yao couldn't be more thrilled on the inside. She turned to look at Fu Qingren. Teacher Fu, as an education expert, how would you evaluate this? It was well known that Fu Qingran and Hua Xin had a close relationship. They had even formed an alliance before the broadcast. But with Gu Yao asking like this, he was suddenly put on the spot. Chen Qing's actions are indeed inappropriate. Punishing a child by making them kneel just because they didn't do their homework proactively causes great psychological harm to the child. Furthermore, smoking in the living room is harmful to health. Not checking the homework and scrolling through his phone instead will naturally cause the child to follow his bad example. Hua Xin tried hard to suppress her anger, glaring fiercely at Fu Qingren. What are you doing? Aren't we on the same side? Fu Qingren glared right back at her, his eyes full of helplessness. It's already come to this. What do you expect me to say? I can't just lie through my teeth and say your husband is doing the right thing. Do you want to ruin my career? The entire morning's live stream was incredibly boring. Chen Qing was scrolling through videos of pretty girls, and Chen Zimo was playing games. The viewer count plummeted from over 2 million to less than 500,000. The director's face turned completely black. Xiao Yu, having held back all morning, finally stepped in to save the show. Now let's enter our fun interactive segment. Best Actress Hua Xin, please give your husband a call right now. Hua Xin quickly nodded, swiftly taking out her phone and dialing his number. On screen, when Chen Qing saw the caller ID, he immediately frowned. Why is she calling me all day long? It's like she's checking up on me. So annoying. Hua Xin was dumbfounded on the spot. When I'm not around, this is how you actually are? The live chat exploded once again. No way. Hua Xin brags every day about how much she and her husband love each other. But this doesn't look like it at all. On the other hand, Gu Yao never shows off. Yet Nuo Shu's love for her is practically overflowing from the screen. The gap between these two families is way too huge. And honestly, this family's live stream is so boring. As soon as Chen Qing answered the phone, his sickeningly sweet voice echoed through the studio. My darling wife, we haven't seen each other for just a few hours, and I miss you so much. Best Actress Hua Xin found that her acting skills completely failed her at this moment. She took a deep breath, forcing down her anger, and tried to keep her voice calm. Honey, how did Zimo do on his homework this morning? Did you check it? Chen Qing's eyes were still glued to the dancing girl's video, his expression impatient, but his tone was so gentle it could melt butter. Baby, Zimo was so good this morning. He finished his homework quickly and perfectly. I checked it all, and it's all correct. Don't worry, I'm definitely keeping a tight grip on our son's studies. The live chat instantly started scrolling like crazy. If I hadn't been watching the live stream, I really would have been fooled by Chen Qing's bullshit. Chen Qing is way too manipulative. He lies without even blinking. He's practically possessed by a best actor. This contrast is too much. I can't take it. Please, Let's go back to Noashu's house. Hua Xin couldn't throw a fit in front of the cameras, so she could only bite the bullet and keep asking, "What are your plans for lunch?" Zemo is still growing. He needs to keep up his nutrition. Chen Qing casually brushed her off. "Don't worry, honey. I hired a professional nutritionist to customize a meal plan and even got a private chef to come over. I guarantee it'll be a balanced mix of meat and veggies, absolutely meeting our son's developmental needs." Hua Xin knew perfectly well that Chen Qing couldn't cook and thought to herself that this was fine too. At least it would look good on camera. So she reminded him again, "Honey, put a little more focus on Zemo. Don't just focus on work. Our child needs our company as he grows." Chen Qing's tone grew noticeably impatient. I know. Stop nagging. I know what I'm doing." As soon as he hung up, Chen Qing couldn't hide the disgust on his face. So annoying, asking questions all day long. Did she hit menopause early or something? The live chat boiled over again. He actually talks about his own wife like that. That's way too far. Lu Shu is so incredibly considerate to Gu Yao. Compared to him, Chen Qing is getting absolutely destroyed. What kind of good kid can a dad like this possibly raise? Hua Xin looked at the screen full of accusations and quickly explained to the camera. No, everyone is misunderstanding. We usually joke around like this. He doesn't mean anything by it, but the audience wasn't buying it at all. The live chat remained filled with voices of doubt. The doorbell rang. The so-called private chef arrived with ingredients. Chen Qing immediately got up and started bossing him around. "Be careful. All the pots and pans in my house are imported. Why are you so clumsy? My son is growing. If you dare slack off on lunch, I'll make you pay for it." Soon, lunch was served. Every dish was incredibly exquisite. But Chen Zemo took one look and frowned. "I don't want to eat this. I want fried chicken and french fries." Chen Qing's already irritable mood instantly exploded. He yelled right at Chen Zemo. "Eat it or don't. Damn it. If you don't eat, then starve." The studio instantly erupted in an uproar. The live chat spanned wildly. "His manners are absolute trash. Swearing right in front of his kid. This is completely different from the good husband image Hua Xin was talking about. He only educates his kid by yelling. He has zero patience. Compared to Nuo Shu, he's 100,000 miles behind." Hua Xin looked at the unfamiliar husband on screen, her face turning pale and green by turns. She was so embarrassed, she wished she could find a hole to crawl into right then and there. But what made her break down even more was yet to come. Chen Qing finished eating, and without even wiping his mouth, went back to his room to lie down and started scrolling through videos of pretty girls again. Before long, his snoring echoed through the room. The camera cut to Chen Zemo's room. Taking advantage of Chen Qing being asleep, he secretly started playing Honor of Kings again. Zhang Kuai. "Stop following my dodgy, damn it. What the hell? Where are my teammates? Are they all dead? Fuck." The live chat instantly blew up again. "What is wrong with this kid? He's got a mouthful of curses. If my son dared to act like this, I'd go up and give him a good smack in the face." The audience was completely dumbfounded. The live chat was full of mockery. Hua Xin was flushed red with embarrassment, feeling like she had lost all her face. Fu Xinran watched this train wreck of a scene, his heart skipping a beat. "Tomorrow is my family's turn. I absolutely cannot end up like Hua Xin." Gu Yao leaned back comfortably, a smug smile curling on her lips. Compared to the heartwarming interactions between her Nuo Shu and Shi, she was absolutely thrilled on the inside. With this kind of standard, she actually had the nerve to talk trash about my Nuo Shu. She deliberately stirred the pot. "Teacher Fu, are you feeling unwell today? Why are you so quiet?" Fu Qingren's face darkened, glaring unhappily at Gu Yao. Gu Yao smiled playfully. "Why are you looking at me? At a time like this, as a child psychology expert, shouldn't you come out and give a critique?" Seeing the popularity plummeting, host Xiao Yu quickly tried to save the show. "Teacher Fu, why don't you offer some advice?" Fu Qingren had no choice but to bite the bullet and pick up the microphone. "Regarding Chen Qing's educational methods, I strongly disagree. A child being a picky eater and addicted to gaming are both bad habits. Parents must correct them promptly, rather than letting them run wild. Also, the behavior of swearing will cast a psychological shadow on the child. Parents must pay attention and intervene immediately." As soon as he finished speaking, he quickly sat back down, not daring to say another word. The live stream instantly became incredibly boring. The number of online viewers dropped off a cliff, leaving a pitiful 200,000 or so. Director Yujia's face turned black. What the hell is Hua Xin doing? Why is her husband acting like this? Assistant Director Wang Fugi looked speechless. Who knows? Back then, Hua Xin hyped up her family to the heavens. Who could have expected it to crash and burn like this? At the studio, Hua Xin was already sitting on pins and needles. She had used up all her excuses, but her husband and son were just too disappointing. No matter how smooth-talking she was, she couldn't save her collapsing reputation. At this moment, the entire internet's live chat was spamming wildly, demanding that Nuo Shu and little Shishi return to the live stream. Gu Yao's mouth curled up wildly. "Still want to pretend? I didn't even have to lift a finger, and you're already done for. This is what they call there is no harm without comparison. Your husband and son are practically dealing critical hits with every strike." Xiao Yu forcefully took control of the stage according to the schedule. "Now let's have Best Actress Hua Xin give her husband another call. Let's see what's going on over there." Hua Xin's heart was pounding. She bit the bullet and dialed the number. On the screen, Chen Qing squinted his eyes, casually glanced at his phone, hung up impatiently, rolled over, and went back to sleep. Hua Xin's face instantly turned as black as the bottom of a pot. The entire studio fell dead silent. Chief Director Yuji finally couldn't watch anymore. This isn't working. All the popularity we built up in the first segment is completely ruined. Cut the feed. Right now. Hearing the order, Xiao Yu finally felt a heavy stone lift from her chest. This job is seriously not for humans. Seeing how easy the first segment was, I thought I'd get famous. But this second one, sigh. It's too hard. Dear viewers, Best Actress Hua Xin's family live broadcast ends here. On the way home, Hua Xin sat in the backseat of her Maybach, looking absolutely furious. Almost home, she was still taking deep breaths. Don't get angry. There's still a live broadcast tomorrow. Calm down, calm down. As soon as she walked in, she saw a table full of unwashed dishes. Chang Qing, having just woken up, walked out of the bedroom rubbing his eyes. He immediately bumped into her icy glare. It scared him so much he started stuttering. Wifey, why are you back so early? Was Zemo a good boy at home today? How is his homework coming along? Did you check it? He didn't sneak on his phone, did he? This barrage of questions left Ching Ching dumbfounded. What's wrong with my wife today? But he quickly composed himself and blurted out. He wrote it, I checked it, and he didn't play on his phone. Zemo was super well behaved today. Just as he finished speaking, Chen Zemo's roar echoed from the room. Zhang Kui, fuck your grandpa. Chang Qing's face instantly darkened. Wife, listen to me explain. Hua Xin's anger flared up instantly, but thinking about tomorrow's live broadcast, she forcefully suppressed it. Go confiscate his phone, and bring me his homework to check. Chang Qing was even more stunned. She actually didn't blow up? Is this still my wife? Okay, I'll go right now. Chang Qing rushed into his son's room. Immediately after, heart-wrenching wails rang out. He came out holding the homework notebook. Before he could even hand it over, she opened it and took a look. The chicken scratch on the pages left her completely dumbfounded. What the hell is this? Backstage at the studio, host Xiao Yu clutched her chest, her heart doing flips. She silently prayed, even if Fu Qingren's family can't compare to Gu Yao's, please don't let it be a disaster like Hua Xin's. Xiao Yu quickly adjusted her emotions, plastered on a professional fake smile, and walked on stage. Good morning, dear viewers. Today, we welcome our third family, the famous host, Miss Fu Qingren. The live chat immediately exploded with chatter. Not interested. I only want to see Nuo Shu. Who wants to look at this woman's resting bitch face every day? Some child psychology expert she is. She almost scared my son to tears yesterday. Don't even mention her. My son threw a tantrum all day yesterday, forcing me to play Honor of Kings with him. I feel that headache. You're beating up my son right now, playing Zhang Kui and can't even land a hook. Hello everyone. I'm Liang Zichao's grandma. I want to ask, what is this place? My Zichao says my Daji plays like a little cutie and told me to come learn from the kids. Xiao Yu looked at the comments awkwardly, but relying on her professionalism, she forcefully steered the topic back. Dear viewers, as per our usual routine, let's first watch a clip of Hua Xin and Gu Yao at home. Hua Xin instantly tensed up. The production team wouldn't dare broadcast everything just for ratings, would they? Gu Yao, on the other hand, casually slouched into the sofa, sitting pretty and unbothered, looking completely carefree. The broadcast screen slowly opened. The first thing to appear was a slice of life from Hua Xin's home. How did Zemo behave today? Did he do his homework well? Did you check it? You didn't let him sneak on his phone, right? He finished it, I checked it, and I didn't let him play. Zemo was incredibly well behaved today. The netizens erupted in boos. But immediately after, a roar came from the screen. Zhang Kui, fuck your grandpa. The sheer volume of it had the entire audience roaring with laughter. Fortunately, the clip cut off right there. The editor broke out in a cold sweat, thinking to himself, there's no way I'd dare broadcast the violent scene of Hua Xin discovering the truth. Jieshu held back her laughter so hard her whole body trembled. The director's team watched the popularity steadily rise and finally breathed a sigh of relief. The live chat was entirely filled with demands for Nuo Shu to return. Host Xiao Yu quickly stepped in to save the show. Next, let's take a look at Diva Gu Yao's home. The camera cut to the next clip. Just as Gu Yao stepped through the door, the inner door was pushed open. Mommy, welcome home. Nuo Xiaoxi happily skipped out from the doorway, opening her arms wide and throwing herself at her. Gu Yao's nose stung with emotion. She was usually so busy, her feet barely touched the ground. She could hardly remember the last time she hugged her daughter. Nuo Shu leaned against the doorframe and smiled gently. This kid insisted on waiting for you to come back before going to sleep. Gu Yao hugged her daughter tightly, her heart aching. The little one nuzzled into her mother's neck and acted spoiled. Actually, I fell asleep earlier. Daddy was the one waiting by the window for mommy to come back. She looked up and caught the hidden exhaustion in Nuo Shu's eyes. A wave of sweet happiness instantly swelled in her heart. The live chat completely exploded at this moment. Oh my god, can the heavens please bless me with a Nuo Shu too? Such a god-tier husband. This kind of man is basically a public execution for my husband. Comparing people really pisses you off. No comparison, no damage. Compared to Nuo Shu, that Cheng Ching is literally a giant baby. Hua Xin wished she could find a hole to crawl into. How did she end up catching strays even here? Xu Shu looked at Gu Yao with a face full of admiration. Gu Yao, please teach me. How did you manage to score such a top-tier husband? Please pass on your wisdom. Sure, I'll help you keep an eye out later. We can study it together. The heartwarming story continued playing on the screen. Gu Yao pushed the door open and entered the room. The house was spotless as always. Freshly washed clothes hung on the balcony, and a pot of fragrant, warm porridge sat on the dining table. Nuo Xiaoxi puffed out her little chest, looking incredibly proud. Daddy said mommy works too hard, so he specially made this love porridge for mommy. I helped too. I rubbed my daughter's little head with eyes full of doting affection. Is that so? Xiaoxi was a huge help to Daddy today. Really? Then I definitely have to properly taste my baby's hard work. Gu Yao walked over to the table and sat down. I casually served her a bowl and reminded her with a smile, the temperature is just right. Drink it while it's hot. Millet porridge is low in calories, so it definitely won't ruin our diva's perfect figure. Just then, Nuo Xiaoxi tugged at her mother's hem, then leaned in and whispered a secret. Daddy is cheating. He actually reheated this porridge several times already. Gu Yao was instantly filled with a sense of happiness. She worked desperately hard for her career, but had neglected the fact that for a child, happiness is the most precious thing in childhood. She couldn't help but look toward her daughter's room and saw me patiently coaxing the kid to sleep. Any lingering unhappiness instantly vanished. This man silently protected their home. Marrying him was absolutely the smartest decision of her life. Many in the studio were moved by this heartwarming scene. The last minute of the clip showed the moment Gu Yao left the house. She still left a note on the desk. Shishi. Thank you for the porridge, mommy. Loves you. After writing it, she kissed the sleeping little one and left. Little did she know, as soon as she closed the door, I noticed Nuo Xiaoxi had been awake the whole time. She was holding the note, giggling uncontrollably. I looked at my quirky daughter, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Oh, so you little rascal were awake this whole time. Nuo Xiaoxi gave a mischievous hey and smiled. I was afraid if I woke up early, mommy wouldn't write me a little note or give Shishi a kiss. I gently ruffled her hair. All right, go back to sleep for a bit. I'll wake you up when Daddy finishes making food. Okay. Thank you, Daddy. Everyone thought the segment ended there. Who knew the production team would secretly release a hidden Easter egg of Nuo Xiaoxi helping me make the porridge? The scene melted countless people's hearts. A tidal wave of comments instantly swept across the screen. Oh my god, Shishi is way too sensible. The diva, Nuo Shu, and little Xiaoxi. I want to pack them all up and take them home. What do I do? Raise your hand if you want to form a kid-stealing squad. By the way, what color sack does Shishi like? No comparison, no damage. Compared to Nuo Shu, that Chang Ching is literally just here to make up the numbers. Right? Hua Xin rolled her eyes so hard she almost saw her brain, thinking, why is this dragging me into it again? Is there no end to this? Host Xiao Yu beamed with joy and handed over the microphone. Shishi is such a sweet little angel. May I ask, Gu Yao, do you have any secret parenting tips you could share with everyone? Xiao Yu completely treated Fu Qingren, who was sitting right there, like thin air. The smile on Fu Qingren's face instantly froze. After all, she was the certified professional child psychology expert. Gu Yao gracefully took the microphone and smiled gently. Actually, I'm quite ashamed. I'm usually so busy with work that I neglect my child. Our home relies entirely on Nuo Shu to keep things running. My only tip is to trust him unconditionally. The live chat was once again flooded with a dense wave of comments. Every time I watch the Diva's family daily life, I want to drag my own husband over and beat him up. This is the warm life everyone yearns for. Thinking back to the chaotic mess at Hua Xin's house, it's simply unwatchable. I wonder how the self-proclaimed expert Fu Qingren's family is doing. I hope she can give us a different kind of surprise later. Fu Qingren's husband is up to his neck in debt outside. He probably doesn't even dare breathe too loudly at home. It's not just about having no status. I'm afraid his treatment at home is even worse than their pet dogs. Nuo Xiaoxi's stellar performance maxed out the show's entertainment value. The previously dropping viewer count skyrocketed wildly, making Chief Director Yu Ji grin from ear to ear backstage. After watching the heartwarming scenes, the audience also began to wait with full anticipation for the footage of Fu Qingren's family. Some even deliberately stirred the pot, comparing me with her husband, Ma Di. Xiao Yu clicked her heels over to Fu Qingren and smiled as she extended an invitation. Next, let's invite Miss Fu to talk about your husband and precious child. Then we'll cut straight to the live feed. Fu Xinran slowly raised the microphone, instantly bringing out the powerful aura of a professional host. In order to present perfectly on camera, she had dragged Ma Di and their son through several rehearsals last night. They planned exactly what to do at what time, down to the minute, ensuring absolutely nothing would go wrong. She faced the camera with a textbook smile, introducing her husband Ma Di to everyone. She praised him as an extremely disciplined and meticulous veteran actor. She then proudly brought up her 9-year-old son, Ma Xiaoqiao, claiming he wasn't just a top student, but also inherited his father's incredible musical talent and couldn't put down any instrument he touched. Netizens began discussing heatedly in the public chat. Mada's singing is okay, but his acting is a bit cringe. I really don't think he's that amazing. Mada's piano playing used to be pretty stunning, though. I wonder if his son is just as awesome. I'm looking forward to this so much. When the live feed officially cut in, the entire screen oozed an artistic vibe. This made everyone gasp in awe. What a true family of scholars and artists. The living room was filled with famous calligraphy and paintings, and various musical instruments were placed in the corners. Anyone with eyes could tell This was absolutely a deliberately arranged showpiece. The onlookers in the live chat started buzzing again. Front row seats. I can't wait to see the expert's family atmosphere. Look at this meticulous setup. Being a parent really isn't easy. So thoughtful. Agreed. A good family environment is crucial for a child's growth. You can tell. Miss Fu really put a lot of effort into the details. A lot of those on the wall are famous paintings, right? How much did this whole room of art cost? Host Xiao Yu looked full of curiosity. Miss Fu, your home's decor is truly unique. Could you tell everyone a bit more about it? Fu Xinren smugly raised her chin and shot a sidelong glance at Gu Yao. Our family places extreme importance on well-rounded development. Music, chess, calligraphy, painting, we don't miss a single one. And my husband certainly wouldn't be like some people, playing video games with the kid all day. These words were full of gunpowder. You could say her sarcastic mockery was written right on her face. Everyone's eyes instantly snapped toward Gu Yao and Xia Shui. Xia Shu quickly stepped in to smooth things over, praising, Miss Fu's home is full of master-level collections. You can really see the earnest intentions behind your education. The pride on Fu Qingren's face was practically overflowing. Of course, take this inconspicuous violin in the living room, for example. That is a peerless treasure crafted by an Italian master luthier. A true masterpiece. Not only is it incredibly rare, its tone is absolutely irreplaceable. A small commotion suddenly broke out in the audience. The attending titan of the music industry, Master Xiao Shenqi, stared intently at the screen. Then, with a deep frown, he kept shaking his head, muttering, "That doesn't look right." In the control room, Chief Director Yu Ji slapped his thigh in excitement. This was a Hall of Fame music legend. He was an absolute walking traffic magnet. He hastily roared into his headset. "Quick, hand the mic to Master Xiao." Master Xiao Shenke took the microphone and cleared his throat. "Actually, I usually do quite a bit of research on the violin, this classic Western instrument, so I know a thing or two." The live chat instantly exploded. Such a sky-high price violin. Can Fu Qingren even afford it? It's definitely a high-quality fake. I bet you got scammed like a total sucker. Hey bros, let me give you some inside info. Not only is the violin fake, 9 times out of 10, those paintings on the wall are forgeries too. Don't ask me how I know. I work in this industry. No wonder. She has money to put up a front, but no money to pay off her debts. Seeing the live chat completely spiraling out of control, Fu Qingren grew so anxious she couldn't sit still. The director's room was also a chaotic mess. No one expected her to crash and burn live on air. Xiao Yu quickly took control of the stage, smoothing things over. Miss Fu isn't an appraisal expert after all. It's understandable that she might buy a replica. Her original intention of creating an artistic atmosphere for her child is still worth praising. Let's continue watching the live feed from her home. The camera cut back. However, in the massive living room, there wasn't a single soul in sight. Xiao Yu cast a confused glance. Fu Qingren herself was full of question marks. Ma De never said he was going out today. The production team immediately switched the camera to Ma Xiaochao's room. They saw he was already wide awake, lounging in bed, fiercely battling on his phone. This is so weird. This Zhongqui's hooks are like they have eyes. Dodgy, aren't you annoying? Get lost. Fuck, my screen went black again. He furiously smashed his phone onto the bed and started violently punching his pillow. Fu Xinran's mouth twitched madly, her chest heaving with anger. All her strict instructions from last night. This brat hadn't listened to a single word. The camera cut again, this time to Ma De's bedroom. He was actually playing on his phone too, and faint, seductive moans of a woman could be heard from the speaker. The live chat erupted into a massive tsunami once again. Aren't I watching a parenting show? Why did the broadcast suddenly get so spicy? Holy shit, my Bluetooth earbuds had to die right at this exact moment. How am I supposed to explain this sound to my mom now? Boo-hoo, you guys are all joking, but I'm the only one who actually got slapped in the face by my mom. It scared the crap out of me. I thought I forgot to close the tab on one of my study websites. Xia Shu blushed bright red, lowering her head, screaming internally. I'm just a singer. Someone teach me what expression I'm supposed to make right now. Just as Fu Qingren wished she could rush home on the spot and beat the crap out of Ma De, suddenly, Ma Xiaochao's roar came through the live feed. Ma Di, I'm hungry. Hurry up and get me some food. Ma De jolted and scrambled out of bed. Xiaochao, are you hungry? I want a burger, potato chips, and fries. But didn't your mom say you have to drink nutritious porridge in the morning? Ma Xiaochao instantly blew his top, grabbed a pillow, and hurled it at Ma De. You useless loser. Do whatever the hell I tell you to do. That woman isn't even home. A flash of sinister resentment crossed Ma De's eyes, but he squeezed out a fawning smile. Okay. I'll order it for you right now. The moment he closed the door, the smile on his face instantly vanished. He gritted his teeth and growled. Motherfucker, are you my dad, or am I your dad? Ma De, what the hell are you wailing about? From the room, Ma Xiaochao's impatient questioning immediately rang out. Ma De instantly changed his face, pinched his voice, and replied, Nothing. I'm just calling KFC. He turned around and viciously locked his phone screen, cursing under his breath. Eat. All you know is how to eat. Aren't you hungry? I hope you starve to death, you little bastard. The live chat detonated once again. Holy crap. This bizarre father-son duo is absolutely wild. Never seen anything like it. First time seeing a dad act like his son's bitch. Monkey see, monkey do. The kid just copies how the mom treats the dad. It just shows how domineering Fu Qinggran is at home. Ha 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 ha. I'm dying of laughter. Guys, what kind of god-tier family is this? I strongly demand we cut back to the diva's house. Whoever wants to watch this garbage broadcast can watch it. Fu Qinggran's face was so dark it could drip water. The other guests exchanged awkward glances. Who could have imagined that a child psychology expert's family would be like this? The atmosphere in the studio instantly dropped to freezing point. The viewer count also plummeted. Seeing the situation going south, Xiao Yu quickly proposed a save. Why don't we move on to the next segment? How about Miss Fu calls her family live on air? As soon as Xiao Yu finished speaking, Fu Qinggran impatiently dialed the number. A loud ringtone blared through the live feed, but the one ringing wasn't the phone in Ma Di's hand. Instead, it was another identical phone he dug out from under the bed. The caller ID glaringly displayed two large words. Poisonous woman. Why is this poisonous woman calling again? She just won't leave me alone. Ma pressed answer with a face full of disgust. The next second, his voice became fawning and fake. Oh, wifey, why did you suddenly think to call me? Do you have some supreme instructions for me? Ma de. Fu Qinggran let out a deafening roar. It startled Xia Shui and Gu Yao beside her, so much that they violently flinched. At this moment, Fu Qinggran's lungs were about to explode from anger. You've got some nerve, Ma de. Hiding at home watching that kind of video is one thing, but you actually dared to hide a secret phone from me? On the screen, Mada's legs went weak from fear, and he almost collapsed onto the floor. He hurriedly and submissively probed, Wifey, what's wrong? Who on earth made you so angry? Fu Qinggran forcefully suppressed her fury and sternly interrogated him. Ma de, what time did you two wake up today? Did Xiao Xiao do his homework or not? Did you check it? What are the plans for lunch? A trace of disgust flashed in Ma Di's eyes, but he patted his chest and guaranteed. Everything is going exactly according to your plan. We woke up right on time at 7 a.m. The kid did his homework perfectly. I double-checked all of it, and there wasn't a single mistake. I'll personally cook a big feast for the kid for lunch. You can rest easy. The live stream chat instantly went completely out of control. Holy crap, that lie was absolutely flawless. This guy's composure is rock solid. I've decided. We have to give this year's Oscar for Best Actor to Ma De. It'd be a damn shame if acting like that didn't win an award. Who said Ma De can't act? I'll be the first to object, okay? Fu Xinran instructed with an icy tone. Alright then. When I get back, I'll check Xiao Xiao's homework one by one. After lunch, you have to make him practice the piano. Record a video of it and send it to me. Ma De nodded and bowed, hastily agreeing. Honey, don't you worry about a thing. I will strictly carry out the mission. Absolutely no cutting corners. Fu Xinran hung up the phone. Noticing the bizarre atmosphere in the studio, she hurriedly let out an awkward laugh to smooth things over. Sorry you all had to see that. He's really not usually like this. Maybe Ma Di has just been in a bad mood lately. A playful smirk hung on Gu Yao's lips. Leading by example is the most important thing. Teacher Fu, are you usually too overbearing at home? Is that why the kid doesn't respect his father at all? I'm just offering an objective suggestion. I hope Teacher Fu pays more attention to the father's role. Shinren gritted her teeth in secret fury, but could only force herself to stay calm. Thank you for the advice. Diva Gu, my kid is usually very obedient. Mada must have just lost his mind today and provoked him. The live chat went absolutely crazy again. Someone at this level is actually a child psychology expert. What an absolute joke. Setting everything else aside, if I dared to call my dad by his first name, I bet my dad's shoe would have smacked me in the face by now. The guy above me. That's slander. Pure slander. I'm a civilized person. When have I ever raised a hand to hurt anyone? The scene cuts back to Made's house. As soon as he hung up, he viciously smashed his phone onto the floor. Then came a furious string of curses. That damn venomous woman. Old hag. Damn it. If it weren't for getting you to guarantee the betting agreement, would I have to act like such a coward? As soon as the words left his mouth, Ma Xiaoqiao violently kicked the door open and yelled, Ma Di, where are my fries and burger? Did you buy them or not? Ma De quickly turned around, squeezing out a humble smile. They're on the way. On the way. Ma Xiaoqiao slammed the door shut with a loud bang, his face written all over with annoyance. And Ma De's big meal turned out to be just takeout. Hua Xin suddenly felt that Nuo Shu was much more respectable. Look at Nuo Shu. He even knows to hire a private chef. But this Ma De, he just orders takeout for his kid. Right after finishing his meal, Ma Xiaoqiao tried to slip back into his room to game. Ma Di hurried over to butter him up. Xiaoqiao, didn't your mom tell you to practice the piano? Let's practice for a bit, yeah? Ma Xiaoqiao just rolled his eyes. She's not even home. How is she gonna know? Ma De was out of options. He could only bring out his trump card, Fu Qinggran. But your mom said we have to record a video to show her. A hint of fear clearly flashed in Ma Xiaoqiao's eyes. He grumbled reluctantly. Fine. I'll go practice. Happy now? As soon as the sheet music was set up, Ma Xiaoqiao sat down and started mashing the keys randomly. The ear-piercing noise made the live chat explode instantly. Help. What did my ears do to deserve this? Give Shishi back to me. That was the real sound of heaven. Ma De's face turned green. If he dared to send this video, he'd definitely get chewed out. Xiao, can we take this a little more seriously? Your mom is going to be furious if she sees this. Ma Xiaoqiao instantly blew up. Don't you know how to edit? Just mute the video and dub some music over it. She doesn't have time to listen closely anyway. After saying that, he stormed off. Don't bother me. Mada panicked and yelled after him. You haven't done your homework yet. Your mom is gonna check that too. Ma Xiaoqiao violently yanked his door open and threw all his books out. Just do it for me, and we're good. So annoying. I still need to go practice my zhongkui. The studio instantly fell dead silent. Xiao Yu's fists clenched in anger. First Hua Xin, now Fu Qingran. What is wrong with all these celebrity parents? Jia Shua pointed out sharply. Miss. F you. Xiao Qiao is pretty slick with his phone, but faking videos isn't exactly something to be proud of. Hua Xin followed up with a precise jab. Nuo Shu was just helping his kid relax by playing for her. But Ma Xiaoqiao's attitude clearly shows a problem with his parenting. Fu Qingran stared dumbfounded at her suddenly. Defecting ally, Hua Xin. Meanwhile, Hua Xin looked away guiltily. You didn't help me out earlier, so why should I help you now? Gu Yao shook her head helplessly. This fake sisterhood really shattered just like that. After watching these two families, she suddenly felt that Nuo Shu and her daughter were absolute angels. Was she usually too strict? Did she demand too much from Nuo Xiaoxi, causing her to lie? No, she decided she needed to change. She would spend more time with her child. In the afternoon, the live stream's popularity tanked. Ma Xiaoqiao had locked himself into game, and Mada's calls begging for screen time were hung up by the director. Seeing the viewership hit rock bottom, Xiao Yu quickly stepped in to save the show. Miss. Fu, how about we do a live call with Ma Day? Let's see what's going on over there. Fu Qingran was a million times unwilling in her heart. With Ma Day's behavior, wouldn't calling him right now just be a public execution, but for the sake of the show's drama, she could only bite the bullet and do it. Before the call connected, Mada on camera was still cursing stupid bitch. Why the hell is she calling? So annoying. But the moment the ringtone sounded, he instantly changed his face. Wifey, what are your orders? Fu Qingran's face instantly darkened. Shouldn't Xiao Qiao be practicing the piano right now? Why is there no sound at all? Is he slacking off again? Ma Day broke out in a cold sweat. Oh, well, Xiao Qiao just got tired from practicing and is taking a break. I'll have him play for you right now. He covered the phone and rushed to the door. Xiao Qiao, get out here, quick. Your mom's checking up on us. Ma Xiao Qiao opened the door, looking totally annoyed. He shot Madi a fierce glare before slowly sitting down, and the moment the piano sounded, it was absolute noise pollution. Fu Qingran immediately exploded. Madi. Is this how you take care of the kid when I'm not home? Saying this, a plan suddenly formed in her mind. Mada actually graduated from a music academy. This was the perfect chance to crush Nuoshu. Madi, play a song for me right now. Fu Qingran's tone was full of absolute command. Ma Day was dumbfounded. Even though he was professionally trained, he hadn't practiced in ages since getting caught up in the rat race. Honey, I haven't touched a piano in years. I told you to play, so play. Cut the crap. Fu Qingran's voice instantly turned shrill. Mada's hand holding the phone shook like a leaf. In the end, he caved. All right, I'll play. Okay, honey, I'll play right now. A smug smile crept onto Fu Qingran's lips. She raised her voice proudly. My husband is a brilliant graduate of the Shangjing Conservatory of Music. Playing the piano is a piece of cake for him. He often tutors Xiao Qiao with his piano practice too. But looking at Mada's expression, which was uglier than crying, the comments instantly flooded the screen. Isn't she obviously trying to challenge Nuo Shu? Even though Ma Day is professionally trained, it's really hard to say who'd win. Besides, his vocal foundation is super solid. If he debuted, he'd definitely go viral across the whole internet. On screen, Ma Day was trembling as he pressed down on the piano keys. The melody of Moscow Nights barely managed to ring out. Soon, music industry titan Xiao Shenqi raised his microphone and offered a sharp critique. This is just the most basic practice piece for a beginner. But right after he spoke, the live stream was completely derailed by Ma Day's super amateur mistake. It blew up the chat. Xiao Shenqi's brows furrowed deeply. Something's not right here. That fingering just now was ridiculously wrong. Madi also realized he had messed up. This instantly caused his mentality to collapse. Even his fingers were trembling like he was fluffing cotton. Immediately after, the notes turned into a jumbled mess. That physical level of noise would make even someone who knew nothing about music theory frown in disgust. The screen was practically overflowing with comments. He can even butcher an entry-level piece like this. Is his professional skill a joke? A top school in Shangjing produced this level of talent? What an absolute disgrace. Bring me a keyboard. I could stomp on it, and it would sound better than him. Although Fu Qingran didn't understand music theory, looking at everyone's faces, she knew things had gone terribly wrong. The anger in her chest flared up instantly. She screamed through the screen. Madi, what the hell are you doing? On camera, Madi flinched at the yell, shrinking his neck and awkwardly defending himself. That was all in the past, wasn't it? I haven't practiced in so long, I'm really rusty. Besides, my major is vocals. The piano is just a side thing. Hearing this, Fu Qingran snapped back to reality. His voice was his real asset. So, changing her strategy, she quickly ordered, then hurry up and sing something. Sing 1,000 miles. Hearing this, Mada completely froze. 1,000 Miles was Gu Yao's legendary cover song. The requirements for pitch and vocal skill were ridiculously high. An average person wouldn't even dare touch it. Madi's expression right now was a mix of pure agony. But on second thought, he was just showing off for his wife anyway. Whatever, if I die, I die. All right, wifey, I'll sing it right now. He opened his mouth wide and started belting. You left me 1,000 miles away. My world instantly turned black and white. That single howl completely blew away the live chat. Help me! That howl almost sent me straight to the afterlife. It sounds like the whole village gathered together for a funeral banquet. Bro, name your price. From now on, you're hired for all our village banquets. For the first time, I feel like the status of Big Bowl Thick Noodle is being challenged. Xiao Shenki turned blue with anger. He just tossed the microphone behind him. Xiao Shu desperately covered her mouth, trying to hold back her laughter. Gu Yao facepalmed, looking utterly helpless, but she couldn't help laughing out loud. I have to say, Miss Fu, your husband is certainly trying very hard. Hua Xin completely dropped the act. She sat in her seat and let out a loud, honking laugh. Fu Qingran glared at her with a dark, furious expression. In her heart, she was already cursing out. These people laughing at her expense. On the other end of the phone, Ma De hadn't realized disaster was looming. He even tried to act cute and claim credit. Honey, what did you think? Didn't I sing with so much charm? Before he could even finish, Fu Qingran, face black with rage, slammed the phone shut. The goddess persona she had worked so hard to build was completely ruined by Ma De. The livestream viewer count instantly dropped by tens of thousands. The two directors were jumping with anxiety. Seeing the ratings about to crash, they quickly ordered Xiao Yu to cut the stream. Dear viewers, today's live stream has come to a successful end. The first episode of Mom's Not Home. Noel is also wrapping up. We'll be back on time tomorrow for episode 2. The comments on the screen boiled over again. Finally, I can't wait for tomorrow. I'll be here on time to watch my goddess drink milk. Tuanzi, begging the boss Nuo Shu to open his golden mouth and sing. Am I the only one sitting here waiting? For Nuo Shu's god tier Zhang Kui gameplay, the host, Xiao Yu, clapped her hands lightly. A voting poll then popped up on the screen. Parent-child games are the ultimate tool for bonding. We specially prepared a challenge for everyone. Come on everyone, cast a vote for Gu Yao's family. On the big screen, a whole list of talent options to show off personal charm appeared. Xiashua's eyes went wide. She suggested, how about singing? While pulling her hand. Sister Gu Yao, Nuo Shu, and Shishi's voices are absolutely amazing. I'm so looking forward to them singing. Gu Yao smiled and replied, let's see what the netizens choose. I'm really looking forward to it too. The live chat was instantly flooded with enthusiasm. Goddess Xia Shu and Queen Gu Yao have spoken. Brothers and sisters, charge. Vote for singing. I just registered an alt account. Sisters, I can vote twice. Going all out for my male god. For my wife and daughter's stage. Nobody stopped me today. Under the call of the two divas, the votes for singing skyrocketed like a rocket. It quickly crushed all the other options. Hell yeah. Xia Shui excitedly made a big heart gesture. Thank you all for your support. Gu Yao also revealed a gentle smile. Thank you everyone for your love for Shishi and Nuo Shu. Once this song is confirmed as an original, I will release it on behalf of the company. I hope everyone will support it. Xia Shu suddenly squeezed in front of the camera and raised one arm high. Gu Yao immediately understood and raised her other arm. The two goddesses smiled brightly at the camera, making a heart shape. The live chat instantly went into a frenzy. My goddess made a heart for me. I'm dead. I knew my goddess had me in her heart. Screenshot successful. Changing this to my desktop wallpaper to drool over every day. You've got fast hands, kid. I screenshotted it too. My trifold phone is saved. Hua Xin and Fu Qingran, with dark faces, exchanged a glance. These two had completely stolen the spotlight. It was infuriating. Meanwhile, back at home, Nuo Xiaoxi and I had just finished an intense battle in the rift. She rubbed her little belly and looked at me pitifully. Those big, watery eyes blinked. Daddy, I'm hungry. I checked the time and affectionately rubbed her little head. I already texted mommy. She's coming home early today. What does Shishi want to eat? Nuo Xiaoxi's eyes darted around. Daddy, we had skewers yesterday. Can we have hot pot today, please? The smile on my face instantly froze. My wife, who was disciplined to a psychopathic degree, had a strict rule of only eating light meals for dinner. It was set in stone. If she found out we were having hot pot tonight, the consequences would be unimaginable. Is it too hard for Daddy? Nuo Xiaoxi tugged at my finger, her pink little lips pouting so hard you could hang a bottle from them. Looking at my daughter's expectant eyes, I steeled my heart and gritted my teeth. Not hard at all. Not one bit. Yay! Daddy is the best. Nuo Xiaoxi immediately showed a victorious expression. I was smiling on the outside, but crying on the inside. Making my daughter happy was truly a technical skill. That evening, Gu Yao finally came home. As soon as the door opened, I pulled her into my arms. Wifey, you're finally back. This sudden burst of passion left Gu Yao completely bewildered. Before she could even react, I carried her straight into the bedroom. Nuo Shu, what are you doing? Gu Yao eyed me warily. Did you do something guilty behind my back? Of course not. I quickly waved my hands in denial. I just wanted to discuss something with you. Discuss what? Gu Yao's curiosity was piqued. Let's have hot pot tonight, okay? I hugged Gu Yao's arm and started acting cute. Please? Wifey. Gu Yao got goosebumps all over from my overly sweet tone. Didn't I say we should eat light at night? Why the sudden craving for hot pot? Well, I just suddenly got a craving. I scratched my head guiltily. Gu Yao stared at me scrutinizingly and instantly understood. She didn't hate hot pot. It was just the wrong time. Nuo Shu couldn't possibly not know that. The only one who could make him beg for hot pot was Nuo Xiaoxi, no one else. Alright. Gu Yao actually agreed readily. What? I suspected I had misheard. You agreed? You really agreed to have hot pot tonight? Gu Yao nodded. Hot pot has clear broth and spicy broth. I'll just eat from the clear broth side. Thrilled, without another word, I planted a huge kiss on her forehead. Wifey, you're the best. Don't worry, the ingredients were all sent over by Old Sunday. Absolutely organic, healthy, and pollution-free. After saying that, I shouted out the door. Shishi, get ready to eat. We're having hot pot today. Nuo Xiaoxi had been eavesdropping at the crack of the door. Hearing her mom agree, she immediately jumped for joy. Mommy, I love you. Gu Yao's eyes lit up. She waved Nuo Xiaoxi over. Shishi, come here. Nuo Shu, go get things ready. I have some things to say to Shishi. My heart skipped a beat. Was Gu Yao going to assign our daughter study tasks right before dinner? I couldn't let my little girl's good mood be ruined. Wifey, what do you need to say behind my back? Just say it right here. Gu Yao raised an eyebrow. Fine then, tonight's hot pot is cancelled. I instantly chickened out. As I walked out of the room, I shot my daughter a you're on your own look. Your old man really tried his best. Nuo Xiaoxi shuffled over to her mom, her little body tense. Usually, Gu Yao would arrange all sorts of extracurricular classes and homework for her, which made her feel a bit scared. Whenever she was alone with her mom, Mommy, don't worry. I'll definitely do my homework like a good girl. Practice the piano seriously, and promise to get high marks on my exams. Gu Yao was slightly taken aback. Looking at her anxious daughter, she suddenly didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Shishi, what's wrong? Of course Mommy believes you. But Mommy isn't here to talk about studying today. She gently hugged her daughter. Last night, when I was tucking you in, I heard you humming a song. The melody was really beautiful. She patted Xiaoxi's head again. What song was that? Nuo Xiaoxi scratched her head a little shyly. That's a song Daddy taught me. It's called The Auspicious Three. Gu Yao's beautiful eyes instantly lit up. Really? Can you sing a couple of lines for Mommy to hear? Of course I can. Nuo Xiaoxi's eyes curved into happy little crescents. After finishing the song, Gu Yao's face was full of pleasant surprise. Aside from the childish voice, Shishi had mastered the other vocal techniques extremely well. To be able to sing like this in just a few days, this child really put her heart into learning it. Nuo Xiaoxi started dancing around, showing off. Mommy, Daddy taught me this song on purpose. It's an exclusive song just for our family of 3. Is that so? And does Daddy sing it well? Nuo Xiaoxi nodded her little head like a pounding garlic pestle. Daddy sings it super well. Gu Yao's heart stirred. Wasn't this exactly perfect for completing the show's hidden task? She took the opportunity to crouch down, looking tenderly at her daughter. Then Mommy is going to give you an important mission. Tomorrow, sing this song with Daddy, and record a video to send to Mommy, okay? Really? Does Mommy like this song too? Gu Yao affectionately tapped her nose. As long as it's sung by Daddy and Shishi, Mommy will always like it. Once the hot pot was ready, I attentively served my wife a large piece of meat. Then, pretending to be casual, I probed. You two were behind closed doors just now. What kind of ultimate move were you plotting in there? Gu Yao shot me a sideways glance with a smile. Nuo Shu, so you actually know how to write and sing songs. I heard from our daughter that your singing is absolutely stunning. My hand holding the chopsticks trembled slightly. I let out a guilty, dry laugh. I just know a little bit. I definitely can't compare to a diva like you. Gu Yao raised a delicate eyebrow. Then that song. Is The Auspicious Three really your original work? I hurriedly stuffed a large mouthful of mutton into my mouth to cover up my panic. I guess you could say that. After all, in the memories in my head, this legendary song wouldn't blow up for another few years. Gu Yao rolled her eyes at me in exasperation. If it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. Don't play dumb with me. Did you write it or not? I could only bite the bullet and meet her gaze, weakly admitting, yes. Gu Yao's eyes were full of surprise. She hadn't expected her husband to have such talent. Even though this song wasn't a mainstream pop hit, it was definitely a god-tier family song that could sweep the internet. Gu Yao immediately made the decision. I just assigned our daughter a task. Tomorrow, you're in charge of helping her practice this song until she's perfect. So you two plotted for half the day just for this? I let out a long sigh of relief. My hanging heart finally settled back into my stomach. Gu Yao's face turned serious. What else did you think? You better take this seriously. Cultivating Shishi's artistic talent is important, of course, but it absolutely cannot interfere with her core grades. We have to consider these things only while guaranteeing her studies. Hearing her about to start her nagging mode again, I quickly and sycophantically put meat into her bowl. Eat meat, eat meat. This is the fresh mutton Old Sun specially sent over today. Gu Yao casually transferred the meat to Shishi's bowl. I need to maintain my figure. I'll eat less. Did you even listen to the warning I just gave you? I nodded nonstop like a chicken pecking at rice. Got it, got it. Don't worry, wifey. Our daughter loves singing this song. I'll definitely teach her well. The little one beside us also wanted to chime in and agree, but unfortunately, her mouth was stuffed full of meat. She could only widen her eyes and nod desperately. Her little appearance was absolutely heart-melting. Goal achieved. A comfortable smile finally appeared on Gu Yao's face. The pleasant dinner ended. I quickly washed the dishes and tidied up the house, and after taking a shower, I slipped back into the bedroom. Like a hungry tiger pouncing on its prey, I leaped onto the big bed, firmly pinning Gu Yao in my arms. Wifey dear, your husband is reporting for duty. Gu Yao pushed me a little nervously. Her eyes darted around as she asked, is Shishi asleep? I chuckled and reassured her. That little girl is out cold right now. She's practically snoring. Gu Yao couldn't help but roll her eyes at me. Get out of here. Our daughter isn't a snore monster like you. I was thick-skinned and just chuckled shamelessly. Gu Yao suddenly rolled over. She stared at me with a serious face. Nuo Shu, while the little one is asleep, we need to talk business. Seeing her so serious, I quickly dropped my smile. All right, please speak, my lady. That song, Auspicious 3, is an absolute masterpiece. Both the melody and the vibe are top tier. If we release it, it'll definitely go viral. I nodded in agreement, secretly admiring her. As expected of a pop diva, her eye for music was incredibly sharp. I asked tentatively, you mean you plan to record it yourself? But your company's style leans younger. Is this song a good fit? Gu Yao's beautiful eyes sparkled with excitement. Who said I'm giving it to the company? This song is all about our family. It's perfect for us to sing together. I thought for a moment and readily agreed. No problem. But your schedule is always so packed. Can you manage it? Gu Yao proudly lifted her chin. Did you forget who your wife is? It's just one song. I can handle it easily. Since my wife was so confident, I naturally gave my full support. But Gu Yao suddenly grabbed my hand. Nuo Shu, are you hiding something else from me? I want to hear you confess it yourself. My heart skipped a beat. Cold sweat broke out on my forehead. You know everything. When did you find out? Gu Yao pursed her beautiful lips. Just 3 days ago. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I admit it. I originally wanted to surprise you on our anniversary, but since the cat's out of the bag, I might as well let it meet its owner early. Before Gu Yao could react, I pulled her out of bed and smoothly pulled an exquisite ring box from under the pillow. Box? It's a limited edition blue diamond from that big Italian brand. It took me forever to get my hands on one, and I crafted the ring setting myself. Hurry, try it on. Gu Yao gently stroked the dazzling gem. She was instantly overjoyed. I sat to the side, scratching my head. Crap, now I have to rack my brain. To come up with a new anniversary gift. Gu Yao stomped her foot anxiously. I wasn't talking about the diamond ring at all. Now I was completely panicked. I swear I haven't hidden any more secret stash money. Don't tell me I got caught sneaking fried skewers with Shishi and playing ranked matches? That little traitor. It was like we had a telepathic connection. We almost shouted at the exact same time. Gu Yao stared at me with a scrutinizing look. You're actually a master of music theory, aren't you? While I kept my head down and weakly confessed. I confess to everything. As soon as the words left our mouths, we stared at each other, with giant question marks written all over our faces. Gu Yao broke the silence first. Raising an eyebrow, she asked, what exactly were you going to confess? I rolled my eyes awkwardly. All right. I admit it, I do know a little bit about music. Gu Yao's eyes instantly reddened. Then why did you hide it from me? All these years, I really thought you were completely clueless. Isn't it a waste of your talent to just stay home and watch the kid? I quickly leaned in and coaxed her gently. One big star in the family is enough. I'm more than happy to be your supportive husband. Besides, I really enjoy the time I spend raising our kid. Gu Yao deliberately narrowed her eyes at me. Just how much do you enjoy raising our kid? My heart skipped a beat. Realizing I almost let something slip, I quickly covered it up. When you're not home, all I can think about is you. Terrified she would keep digging, I flipped over and took the initiative, and directly sealed her red lips with mine. Gu Yao pushed me playfully. Stop messing around. You're crushing my hair. In the blink of an eye. It was the next morning. Mom, wake up. Nuo Xiaoxi skipped into the bedroom bright and early, urging Gu Yao loudly. After finishing up breakfast in the kitchen, I noticed my wife still hadn't stirred, so I hurried into the room to check on her. Honey, why aren't you up yet? Are you feeling unwell? As I spoke, I nervously felt her forehead. After all, this master of self-discipline rarely slept in. After confirming her temperature was normal, I finally breathed a sigh of relief, muttering to myself, thank goodness, no fever. Gu Yao stretched her arms and yawned. She sighed happily. I'm fine. It's just that I slept so incredibly well last night. She really had been under a lot of pressure lately. Listening to my singing last night, she actually slept exceptionally soundly. Looks like this lullaby service needs to become a regular thing. Then hurry up and wash up. Today I specially made your favorite silver ear and yam porridge. It tastes absolutely amazing. Nuo Xiaoxi's big eyes instantly lit up like little stars. She clapped her hands excitedly. Awesome. I dreamed about Daddy making this last night. Gu Yao glanced at her watch, then hurriedly scarfed down a few bites of hot porridge and headed out the door. I stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, watching her car slowly drive out of the neighborhood, shaking my head with a helpless smile. She's the boss, yet she still works so desperately hard. Nuo Xiaoxi obediently shook my arm. Daddy, I'll do my homework and practice piano this morning. I want braised pork ribs for lunch, and you have to teach me how to sing this afternoon. I patted her little head, feeling a bit bad for her. Shishi, baby, you don't have to push yourself so hard. You can rest whenever you're tired. The little girl shook her head like a rattle drum. No way. I promised Mommy yesterday that I'd learn that song. That way, Mommy can sing it together with us. What a sweet little angel. My heart swelled with emotion. I immediately patted my chest and guaranteed. No problem. Daddy will give you his full support. The studio was brightly lit. Host Xiao Yu stepped onto the stage, full of energy. In today's live stream, with her previous experience, Gu Yao appeared calm and confident. Just as Gu Yao sat down in her seat, Hua Xin immediately started making passive-aggressive remarks. Isn't our pop diva usually the most disciplined? How come she's late today? Fu Qinggran chimed in from the side with a fake smile. Parents are role models for their children. This bad habit of being late Better not rub off on the kid. Even though these two had been at each other's throats before, now they were teaming up against a common enemy. After all, Gu Yao's family currently had the highest popularity and was the most exciting to watch. Xiaoshu couldn't stand watching it anymore. She stepped up to defend her. There's no need to take it that far. Don't blow things out of proportion. It's only 8:50 right now. There's still a full 10 minutes before the live stream starts. Gu Yao didn't even bat an eyelid, treating those two completely like air. She just sat down gracefully next to Xiaoshu. Host Xiaoyu frowned inwardly, muttering in her heart, the live stream hasn't even started yet, and these two drama queens are already stirring up trouble. Just then, the director's cue came through her earpiece. Xiaoyu, all departments ready. Cutting to the live stream now. Xiaoyu instantly put on her standard professional smile, raised her microphone, and kicked things off enthusiastically. Darlings in front of the screen, welcome to episode 2. Without further ado, our first stop is still everyone's most anticipated pop diva, Gu Yao's family. Instantly, the screen was flooded with crazy comments. Bros, honestly, it's been 3 days. Has baby Shishi that secretly climbed to the king tier already? Am I the only one itching to hear Shishi and her dad sing together? Just seconds after going live, the viewer count skyrocketed past 500,000 like a rocket, shooting straight into the top 3 trending list. The director backstage was grinning from ear to ear. Xiaoyu was also glowing with excitement. It seems everyone's love for Shishi simply can't be hidden. Then let's first take a look at the heartwarming behind the scenes. From their home over the past few days, the big screen lit up. In the cozy living room, the family of 3 was gathered around a steaming hot pot, talking and laughing. Suddenly, Fu Qingran's sharp, cold voice rang out in the studio. I think Nuashu's approach as a father is really inappropriate. The atmosphere in the room instantly dropped to freezing point. Everyone stared at her in shock. Xiaoyu even gasped. She never expected that this woman would jump out and ruin the mood right now. Gu Yao raised an eyebrow and fired back on the spot. Is that so? Then I'd love to ask Miss Fu, what exactly did my husband do wrong? Why don't you share your parenting Bible with us? Fu Qingran's face turned red, then white. She could only stiffen her neck and argue, children have weak stomachs. Hot pot is spicy and greasy. They should eat less of it, and adults shouldn't just give in to their every whim. Otherwise, you'll spoil the child sooner or later. Xiaoshu couldn't listen to this anymore. She immediately spoke up to refute her. Miss Fu, aren't you being a bit too sensitive? It's just a hot pot meal. As long as they're happy eating it, and the ingredients are fresh, it's fine. Besides, Shishi naturally likes spicy food. What's the problem with that? I think as long as the ingredients are clean and nutritionally balanced, that's what matters most. The viewers in the live stream were instantly ignited with anger. This old hag is picking fights over nothing again. She makes eating hot pot sound like an unforgivable sin. I'm so speechless. Shishi isn't a freshly weaned baby. Who did this hot pot offend? Exactly. Kids in Sichuan can eat spicy food from birth. It's fine if your family orders takeout, but their homemade hot pot is clean and hygienic. Who are you to point fingers? The public chat was overwhelmingly filled with support for Gu Yao. Fu Qingran's face was as colorful as a knocked-over pallet. Gu Yao's lips curled into a cold sneer. She continued to twist the knife. I don't agree with Miss Fu's brilliant theory. Proper family education isn't about blindly saying no. As long as a child's request is reasonable, parents should satisfy it within their means. If you practice that frustration education every single day, it'll only make the child timid and extremely insecure. Gu Yao's words instantly won a round of applause from everyone. Xiaoyu quickly stepped in to smoothly control the room. All right, it seems our guests have had a passionate exchange of ideas. Let's move on to the next clip. At night, after washing the dishes and returning to the room, under Gu Yao's queen-like scrutiny, I had no choice but to obediently present that miracle of the sea diamond ring. The comment section instantly exploded. Holy crap, isn't that the miracle of the sea? That's worth at least 3.5 million. Handsome cooks takes care of the kid, and is this romantic? The pop diva must have saved the galaxy in her past life. Single Xiaoshu watched with stars in her eyes, while the married Hua Xin and Fu Qingran were practically going crazy with jealousy. The video on the screen continued playing. I scratched my head. All right, I'll lay my cards on the table. I do know a bit about music. Gu Yao's eyes widened. Then why didn't you say so earlier? I thought you were tone deaf, with such great talent. Staying home to watch the kid is such a waste. I looked at her deeply. Hey, having you as the big star in the family is enough. I'm willing to be your supportive husband. Besides, I absolutely love taking care of our kid. And when you're not home, I really miss you. The comment section exploded with sweetness again. Help! What kind of god-tier husband is this? Civil Affairs Bureau, issue 1 to me right now, sisters. I'm interrogating my husband right now, and it turns out he even forgot our wedding anniversary. In the studio, Hua Xin's mouth was tightly drawn, her heart twisted with jealousy. Fu Qingran's face was also ashen, desperately trying to recall a tender moment with her own husband, only to find her mind completely blank. Gu Yao leaned back lazily on the sofa, looking indifferent. No comparison, no damage. These two clowns. I can destroy them without even saying a word. So boring. Just as the behind-the-scenes clip was about to end, Xiaoyu suddenly received an instruction from the director. Her eyes immediately lit up. Guys, The directing team just gave us a surprise. There's a top secret morning clip we're going to broadcast. The comments instantly blew up. There's actually an Easter egg, as expected of the pop divas family. They're already putting on a show first thing in the morning. I'm taking a wild guess. It definitely has to do with that treasure of a husband. No way, no way. Did Nuoshu get caught secretly playing Kings? The scene cut back to the kitchen. I was washing the dishes. Everything seemed perfectly normal. Suddenly, I looked up and started singing loudly in an incredibly bizarre, catchy tone. I woke up early in the morning to collect manure. Came back home, why can't I find my woman? Searched the east yard, searched the west yard. Looked in the south yard, hunted in the north yard. Checked all the neighbors' houses. Can't find my woman, I'm worried sick. As I sang, my butt swayed seductively to the rhythm. Suddenly, I arrived at the grand hall to ask the magistrate, taking me away for no reason. Tell me, what's the meaning of this? Nuo Xiaoxi, who was brushing her teeth, couldn't take it anymore. She rushed out with the toothbrush still in her mouth. Daddy, your singing is terrible. The studio instantly erupted into roaring laughter. Xiaoshui covered her mouth with one hand. Her other hand was practically clawing through the sofa. Guyao's cheeks flushed bright red. Her mouth twitched uncontrollably, cursing inwardly. Great, so when I'm not home. This is how Nuo Shu acts. The comments were a sea of laughter. Ha ha ha. What the hell is Nuo Shu singing? Not gonna lie, this song is kinda catchy. He's an absolute musical genius. Help, I love a handsome guy who can entertain himself. This contrast is killing me. Guyao facepalmed and sighed deeply. What a headache. Don't tell me all those delicious breakfasts were made during these 10 minutes of demonic screeching. Fu Qingren acted like she had caught a lifeline. She immediately sneered and attacked. Pop diva Guyao. As a child psychology expert, I must remind you, this kind of vulgar singing and dancing will cause children to imitate it and have a terrible impact on their psychology. Hoshin quickly chimed in to agree. Exactly. Our family is especially careful about this. We're terrified our kid might learn bad words. So many kids these days have foul mouths at such a young age. It's such a bad influence. Fu Qingren and Hua Xin exchanged a glance, both showing smug, victorious smiles on their faces. Xiaoshu immediately stood up to refute them. How is this foul language? Many entrepreneurs, from humble beginnings, did farm work when they were young. My dad even used to haul slop. This is recalling past bitterness to appreciate present sweetness, reminding us that labor is glorious. How did it turn into something dirty in your mouths? The comment section instantly exploded. I fully support Goddess Xia Shui. How is collecting manure vulgar? What are those two old hags acting so high and mighty for? Exactly. Many places have these kinds of folk songs and ditties. What's the big deal? You can't do this, you can't do that. Are you raising a kid or worshipping an ancestor? Is it really necessary? Honestly, compared to the trash talk Ma Xiaoqiao spouts while gaming, Nuo Shu's singing is practically angelic, okay? Fu Qingren and Hua Xin turned green with anger. Why was the entire internet taking Guyao's side? Guyao went full throttle. So your husband watching those little videos doesn't affect the kid? Before correcting others, you should correct yourself. Fu Qingren gritted her teeth in anger. Is this so hard to understand? I'm just stating the facts. If pop diva Guyao doesn't want to hear it, she doesn't have to. Guyao threw her hands up and sat right back down. Fine. Then I won't listen. Fu Qingren was left completely speechless. She could only sit down indignantly. The comments once again flooded the screen with 666. That's it? The clip is way too short. Hurry up and cut the camera to the pop diva's house. We want to watch the live stream. I really don't want to see those two old aunties anymore. Mute their mics already. Hurry up, production team. If you let them keep blabbering, all the viewers will leave. We're here to watch Xiaoxi and Nuoshu, not to watch those two old women argue. Director Yuji watched the rapidly dropping popularity, so angry he almost smashed the monitor. He originally wanted to use my viral singing clip to boost the hype, but now it was completely ruined by Fu Qingren and Hua Xin, those two shit stirrers. Yuji grabbed the walkie-talkie and roared at Xiaoyu. Xiaoyu, the views are tanking. Hurry up and switch the live feed. Xiaoyu instantly switched into professional mode, walking to the center of the stage with a bright smile. It looks like everyone can't wait any longer. So without further ado, let's head straight into the live stream. The scene shifted, arriving at the diva's home. Daddy, I finished my homework. Nuo Xiaoxi held up her notebook high, handing it over with a proud face. I checked it carefully, then smiled and praised her. Shishi, you're amazing. You didn't get a single math problem wrong today. I glanced at my watch, noticing there was still over half an hour before piano practice. I smiled and suggested to Shishi, want to play a thrilling round of Honor of Kings? Who would have thought? Nuo Xiaoxi actually shook her head and refused. No way. Daddy, I want to finish practicing the piano early. Can you teach me how to sing Auspicious Family of Three earlier, please? Since my daughter took the initiative to ask, how could I possibly refuse? I smiled dotingly. All right, today, our Shishi is the boss. Whatever you say goes. Nuo Xiaoxi immediately bounced around happily, ran to the piano, sat down properly, and started playing Moscow Nights. This piece was quite difficult for a child, but the notes flowing from her fingertips were flawless, melodious, and beautiful. The live stream's chat instantly blew up. I remember someone else's kid played this song too. Comparing kids really makes you want to throw yours away, huh? Shishi's personality is just too good. Nuo Shu's encouraging education style definitely deserves the credit. The practice, originally scheduled to end at 11 o'clock, was efficiently completed by Nuo Xiaoxi at 10:30. Shishi must be exhausted, right? come have some strawberries. I caringly handed her the freshly washed strawberries, but Nuo Xiaoxi shook her head. Daddy, I'm not tired. Teach me how to sing Auspicious Family of 3 right now, okay? I put away my smile, getting uncharacteristically serious. No, Shishi, you have to balance work and rest. I know you want to surprise mommy, but your health is more important. Seeing my daughter's slightly disappointed little face, my eyes darted around, and I immediately had an idea. I suggested, how about this? Daddy will sing it for you first, Shishi. Learning by listening counts as practice too. How about that? Nuo Xiaoxi's eyes instantly lit up. Yay, Shishi loves listening to Daddy sing the most. After finishing the song, Nuo Xiaoxi was still immersed in it, looking like she hadn't had enough. She blinked her big eyes, excitedly urging me, Daddy, let's start right now. I'm all rested up. I was a bit surprised. Really? Nuo Xiaoxi nodded her little head vigorously. I want to learn this song quickly. I immediately agreed, no problem. Since mommy isn't home, Daddy will sing her part. In the studio, Xiaoxiu excitedly grabbed Gu Yao's hand. Sister Gu Yao. Shishi is going to sing a duet with Nuo Shu. Gu Yao was so nervous, her palms were sweating. She felt that her daughter singing a duet with her husband made her heart race even faster than going on stage herself. As soon as Nuo Xiaoxi opened her mouth, that clean and innocent childish voice rang out. Oh my god, Shishi's musical talent is off the charts. Xiaoyu's face was full of amazement. Only then did Gu Yao suddenly realize that her daughter had grown up without her noticing. Yet, as a diva in the music industry, she hadn't even properly sung a song with her yet. The father and daughter's voices answered each other, coordinating absolutely flawlessly. Papa, hey, when the sun comes out, does the moon go home? That's right. When the stars come out, where does the sun go? I clapped excitedly and cheered. That was amazing, Shishi. Let's record a video and send it to mommy right now, okay? But Nuo Xiaoxi shook her head. No, I want to practice it one more time. I have to give mommy the most perfect version. I dotingly rubbed her little head. So good. Then as a reward, what do you want to eat today? Nuo Xiaoxi tilted her head and thought for a moment. We've already had skewers and hot pot. Today, I want to eat food made by Daddy. I immediately patted my chest and promised, no problem. Just you watch, on screen. I tied on a white apron, put on a hairnet, and instantly had the vibe of a professional chef. The chat went crazy over my outfit. God Nuo is about to pull off a massive Western feast. I've got my steamed buns ready, just waiting for Nuo Shu to serve the dish. Gonna make the neighbor's kid cry from craving. I've already started beating up my idiot husband who put sugar in the spicy soup. On camera, I took out the steak, button mushrooms, garlic, butter, and nearly 20 other ingredients, arranging them neatly on the table. Nuo Xiaoxi stared wide-eyed at the table full of ingredients, asking curiously, Daddy, what delicious food are you making with all this? I puffed out my chest confidently. Beef Wellington. The beef Wellington Daddy makes is absolutely top-notch. Back in the day, to win over Gu Yao's picky stomach, I crazily signed up for classes to learn Western cuisine. I originally thought that since Gu Yao was a diva, used to delicacies, she would prefer Western dishes. Unexpectedly, Gu Yao didn't like Western food at all. She complained that steak was tasteless, and that salad wasn't meant for human consumption. That was when I trained hard to master Chinese cooking. It's been too long since I made this dish. I wonder if I'm out of practice. I skillfully sprinkled black pepper and started marinating it. In the studio, Fu Qingren sneered. There are plenty of people who make beef Wellington in the country, but very few can actually make it well. Is Nuo Shu just trying to show off on purpose? Gu Yao didn't indulge her, clapping back sharply. Even if he is showing off, it's still way better than only knowing how to order takeout. The chat immediately showed unanimous support. So what if he's showing off? You need actual skills to show off in the first place. Exactly. This is way better than ordering takeout. I think Nuo Shu looks super professional. His movements are so smooth. The person above is right. I'm a Western cuisine chef, and Nuo Shu's techniques and steps are completely standard. Plus, those ingredients are clearly top tier. While the steak was marinating, I started making the mushroom duxelles. I swiftly chopped the mushrooms, onions, and garlic into a fine mince, then used butter, salt, and black pepper to saute them. The order, technique, and timing for this had extremely strict requirements. The chat boiled over once again. Too professional. I'm studying Western culinary arts, and I feel like he's even more professional than my teacher. The order, technique, and time control are absolutely flawless. This is simply masterclass level. Meanwhile, in the kitchen of a certain 5-star hotel, executive chef, look at this. Chef, a young chef held up his phone, rushing up to an executive chef with Western features. How many times have I emphasized this to you? No playing on your phone in the kitchen. The scolded young chef looked full of guilt. He had just wanted to sneak a peek at Xiao Shu and Gu Yao's live stream, but when he saw me making beef Wellington, he got too excited. Just as he thought he was going to get yelled at, the executive chef snatched the phone from him. Oh my god, is this your Chinese master chef competition? This young man is definitely the champion. The young chef looked completely bewildered. How did a dad babysitting turn into master chef? The executive chef stared intently at the screen, nodding repeatedly. There are too few chefs willing to make their own mushroom duxelles nowadays. They all use pre-made stuff, but that ruins the beauty of beef Wellington. He's doing a fantastic job. On screen, after finishing the mushroom paste, I started searing the steak. Suddenly, A burst of flames shot up from the frying pan. I told you he couldn't do it. With a fire that big, the steak is definitely burnt. How can he feed that to a child? It'll cause cancer. Fu Qingran seized the opportunity to loudly mock him. The other judges also instantly tensed up, all thinking I had messed up. The executive chef in the hotel kitchen blew his top on the spot. Is this woman a judge? She doesn't know jack shit about beef Wellington. Your biggest mistake is inviting these clueless amateurs. After the steak was garnished and shaped, I steadily served it to the table. Nuo Xiaoxi couldn't wait any longer. She eagerly took a huge bite, and the rich flavor instantly exploded in her mouth. It's so delicious, Daddy. Nuo Xiaoxi looked completely satisfied. Getting my daughter's approval made me feel like cooking this meal was totally worth it. The live stream chat flooded the screen again. It looks so good. Shishi is eating it with so much relish. Are we sure this is a parenting stream? Why does it feel like a mukbang now? Right at that moment, Fu Qingran suddenly gave me some passive-aggressive advice, saying that we should eat less Western food. We have so many traditional delicacies. If you keep feeding her Western food, the child will grow up worshipping foreign things. Hua Xin quickly nodded in agreement. Exactly. So many kids online nowadays are influenced by foreign culture. The consequences are severe. Gu Yao let out a disdainful sneer, directly firing back. I heard that Kixi Entertainment recently signed several major foreign brand endorsements. Your domestic brand endorsements don't even make up 30%, right? Kixi Entertainment was exactly Hua Xin's company. Gu Yao continued her barrage. Our Xinchen Entertainment's domestic endorsements make up 80%. We've also invested in museums all over the country, and even held a national traditional culture tour last year. So let me ask, what has Kixi Entertainment contributed to traditional culture? The studio instantly fell dead, silent. Hua Xin's manager was frantically winking at her from offstage. Oh, my ancestors. Why did you have to provoke her? She's a diva, and the company still has several young starlets we need to promote. Hua Xin finally realized she had misspoken, and was so scared she immediately shut her mouth. At this moment, the host Xiaoyu stepped in to smooth things over. Viewers, it's now 12 noon. The guests and audience can take a halftime break. The live stream will continue later. We'll start right on time at 3 p.m. After a busy morning, everyone was indeed tired. Sister Gu Yao, let's go grab some food together. Xiaoxiu playfully linked arms with Gu Yao. Sure, I'm getting hungry too. Xiaoxiu winked playfully. Are you craving Nuoshu's steak? Go home and have your hubby cook you a private meal. Gu Yao rolled her eyes, then shook her head. Forget it. I still need to restrain myself tonight. Even though she said that, she secretly sent me a message. Getting off work early. I want to eat something good when I get home tonight. Love you. Image, I was at home, and after receiving Gu Yao's message, I immediately turned on the camera, which happened to capture my phone screen. No problem. What do you want to eat? Boiled cabbage, kung pao chicken, or soup-filled yellow croaker? Never mind. Only kids make choices. I'll make all of them for you. Blowing a kiss. Image. Gu Yao's face instantly flushed bright red, and she couldn't help but blame the production team. What's wrong with the production team? Why are they broadcasting everything? The chat instantly exploded. Holy crap, not a single one of those 3 dishes is simple. More than just not simple. They aren't even from the same cuisine. Ugh. Do you guys know how huge of a blow this is to a 300-month-old baby who only knows how to make instant noodles? The scene shifted. I was calling old son to order ingredients. Nuo Xiaoxi curiously leaned over and asked, Daddy, who are you calling? I waved my phone and smiled. It's Uncle Sun, the one who delivered skewers to you last time. I'm asking him to send over some ingredients. But don't we still have a lot of ingredients at home? Mommy messaged saying she'll be home early today. Daddy is going to make a few grand dishes. Nuo Xiaoxi touched her little baby teeth, looking completely conflicted. Daddy, Shishi's teeth can't chew dishes that are too hard, I explained, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Grand dishes means big, delicious, and hearty meals. Nuo Xiaoxi finally understood. Oh, so that's what it means. Then when is Daddy going to teach me how to sing? I glanced at the time. Whenever Shishi is ready, we can start anytime. Nuo Xiaoxi grinned widely. Then let's do it now. The chat boiled over again. I just moved my butt to go eat. Person above, you're not alone. I obediently sat right back down, even though I'm starving. Shishi is just too cute. I can't bear to walk away. To watch Shishi, I can skip this meal. I'm so proud. Look guys, isn't that a mooring cure? Daddy, what kind of instrument is this? I raised the instrument in my hand. This is called a mooring cure. It's going to accompany our singing later. Then let's hurry up and start. I sat on the sofa and slowly drew the bow across the strings. The melodious sound of the mooring core was deep and gentle, full of emotional resonance. As the music slowed down, I gave Nuo Xiaoxi a look. After the song ended, the people in the live stream were still immersed in it. The chat scrolled frantically. That was so beautiful. When is the official release? The mooring core is an ethnic minority instrument, right? What a pity. If the diva could sing along, it would be perfect. Begging on my knees for a full version. Sister Gu Yao, I'm super looking forward to the full version too. When is Auspicious Family of 3 going to be released? Gu Yao is also still savoring the song. Nuo Xiaoxi sang so hard, not just because she wanted to hear it, but more so because this was a gift I prepared for our family of 3. We'll record it tonight and release it tomorrow morning. Gu Yao's voice wasn't quiet. The entire studio heard it loud and clear. Really? Xiaoshu cheered, completely disregarding her image. Long live Sister Gu Yao. Hua Xin gritted her teeth in anger. Tomorrow was supposed to be her family's live stream. Gu Yao was definitely doing this on purpose, just trying to steal the spotlight. On screen, after I sent the video to Gu Yao, I checked the time and saw it was still early. Want to play a round of Honor of Kings? Nuo Xiaoxi asked hesitantly. Can we? Don't I need to go study? Do you have any unfinished homework? I finished all of today's homework. Then why do you still need to study? I can do tomorrow's homework. I paused. Shishi. Never put off until tomorrow what you can do today. You did a great job with that. So right now is your reward. Tomorrow's homework should be left for tomorrow, right? Nuo Xiaoxi felt that I had changed too much. In the past, when she finished her tasks, Gu Yao and I would always assign her something else to do. But now, not only was I playing games with her, I was also taking her out for skewers and hot pot. I noticed Nuo Xiaoxi's mood, reached out, and rubbed her little head. Mommy and Daddy are first-time parents too. If there were things we didn't do well in the past, will you forgive us? Nuo Xiaoxi nodded heavily. I pulled out a brand new phone. Come on, today our father-daughter duo is going to slaughter everyone. In the King's Rift, Daddy, why do you keep dying? Is this rank too hard to play? But I've killed so many people. I frowned, feeling something was off. I hadn't exposed my vision at all, but I had been counter-ganked 3 times in a row while hiding in the brush. It didn't seem like they were hacking. It felt more like someone was stream sniping. The chat instantly started rolling. Ha ha ha. Nuo Shu finally guessed it. That's right, we're openly stream sniping. That's what you get for stealing our wife. Let's see what you're made of today. We originally wanted to target you, but seeing as you guys are feeding kills to Shishi, we'll let you off the hook for now. Daddy, your KDA is so bad. 061. I think they're flaming you. Nuo Xiaoxi directly turned on the all-chat mic. This Diao-chan is my daddy. You're not allowed to flame my daddy. My temper flared up instantly, daring to make me lose face in front of my daughter. Today, I'll teach you all a lesson in manners. I sat cross-legged, looking dead serious. Baby girl, Daddy is about to get serious. I started playing for real. After taking the blue buff, I dove straight into the brush. Sure enough, 2 of them chased after me. I instantly flashed and popped my ultimate. Relying on nimble positioning, I baited out all their skills and secured a double kill with a silky smooth combo. Yay! Daddy, you're amazing. The viewers in the live stream were all stunned. What's going on? How did Nuo Shu suddenly get so fierce? His game sense is ridiculous. That play was way too smooth. It's definitely a fluke. It has to be a fluke. Wait until we respawn. We'll make Nuo Shu pay for this. After getting the double kill, with their mid and support down, I quickly switched my build. Utilizing high mobility, I took out their bot lane marksmen before they could respawn, and grabbed the health packs from both lanes along the way. By the time the enemy jungler and top laner reacted, 3 of our teammates were already down. As for me, I had been waiting for them on their inevitable path for quite a while. After the double kill, I secured a triple kill, completely wiping out the enemy team. Accompanied by the victory sound effect, I easily secured a 3-game win streak. The chat blew up once again. This hero is way too overpowered. To be fair, this Diao-chan's positioning is seriously flashy. We can't even beat him with map hacks. How are we supposed to play this game? The final match began. Nuo Xiaoxi picked Zhang Kui as usual, and I swapped to Tai Zhenren. This instantly drew mockery from countless netizens in the live stream. Aren't Zhang Kui and Tai Zhenren both supports? No way. Is he going to start trolling his teammates? Nuo Shu won 2 games and let it get to his head. Let's see how he plays this one. After the game started, our team happened to be missing a top laner. The corner of my mouth twitched. Just what I wanted. At 3.5 minutes, I completed my first item, Boots of Dexterity. A teammate asked in confusion, why isn't Tai Zhenren building tank items? Why build attack speed boots? I just smiled. Building tank items is simply an insult to Tai Zhenren. At the 4-minute mark, I finally made my move. First, I took out the enemy's half-health Sun Bin, then headed straight for the mid lane. Meanwhile, a stream-sniping viewer had already seen through my intention and was preparing to ambush me halfway. But I struck first, jumping directly into the brush where the stream sniper was hiding. In his panic, he missed all his skills. The situation instantly turned against him, and I took the opportunity to perfectly secure the kill. A perfectly good parenting live stream was forcefully turned into a gaming skills showcase by me. Yuji originally wanted to pass a message to Shishi, telling Gu Yao to call and stop me, but the number of viewers in the live stream didn't drop. Instead, it rose, breaking through the 1 million mark. Seeing the audience won over by my flashy skills, with rave reviews flooding the chat, Fu Qingran and Hua Xin's faces turned pale. They finally couldn't sit still anymore. Fu Qingran slammed the table and stood up. Host. I believe Nuo Shu's way of parenting is just indulging in internet addiction. Hua Xin immediately followed up, firing shots. That's right. Children already have poor self-control. If the parent takes the lead in playing games, isn't that just cultivating gaming addiction? In the studio, many older parents nodded in agreement. They don't play games and are naturally resistant to them, so they deeply agreed. Xiaoshu immediately retorted, they've been playing for less than an hour. Plus, they finished all their tasks. Internet addiction is about obsession, not just exposure. Technology is so advanced nowadays, letting kids experience online games isn't a bad thing. Xiaoshu's words also resonated with the parents present. They weren't old-fashioned, Otherwise, they wouldn't have joined this show. At this moment, Gu Yao stood up. Viewers in the live stream and friends in the audience, I am the CEO of Star Entertainment, but I am also a mother. As a CEO, I want everyone to go online. But as a mother, I believe the key lies in moderation. And this moderation should be controlled by us parents. Playing games with your kids not only strengthens your bond, but also helps you better manage that moderation and guides them to develop healthy online habits. If you forbid them from going online, will they really stop? Obviously not. They'll just play in secret, maybe even all night, or clash with you, damaging your relationship. It's exactly because kids lack self-control that they get addicted and toxic. That's why I believe that gaming with your kids can both improve your relationship and prevent addiction while building healthy internet habits. That's my perspective. I welcome any feedback or corrections. Thank you. As expected of the CEO and superstar, Gu Yao's speech completely turned the tide. Thunderous applause erupted in the studio. The live stream was filled with overwhelming agreement. Finally, someone said what I've been thinking. Say no more. I'm taking my son to rank up in the rift right now. Save me, my queen. My son thinks I'm too much of a noob and won't play with me. What do? I want to play games with my wife's bestie. Wake up, dude above me. You don't have Nuo Shu's god-tier skills. At 4 p.m., as the victory sound effect played, I carried Nuo Xiaoxi to another win. Meanwhile, inside the general manager's office of Superplay Esports, inside the office, Li Yu was glued to the live stream. He couldn't help but marvel. A genius. Nuo Shu was born for this. Secretary Wang Zi shook his head. What a pity. Compared to current pro players, Nuo Shu's age is no longer an advantage. Li Yu, however, disagreed. From what I've seen of Nuo Shu's plays, even pro players can't pull them off. His hand speed and game sense are absolutely top tier. Wang Zi poured another bucket of cold water. Even so, there's no way Nuo Shu would go into esports. He's the husband of a superstar diva. Li Yu stroked his chin, thinking for a moment. Suddenly, his eyes lit up. If we can't get him to play pro, we can hire him as a spokesperson, or even have him join an amateur open tournament. Contact Xingchen Entertainment immediately. I'll personally discuss this with Gu Yao. Back in the live stream, the viewers were eagerly waiting for my next god-tier play, but I just turned off my phone. Shishi, we've been playing for an hour and a half, no more gaming. Nuo Xiaoxi rubbed her eyes. You do look a bit tired. Go take a nap. By the time you wake up, Mommy will be home. Watching my daughter obediently head back to her room, I turned around and started cleaning the house. Just then, the doorbell rang. I took the groceries. Lao son, sorry to make you make a trip yourself. No trouble at all, Mr. Nuo. Are you expecting guests today? No. Gu Yao is coming home today. I have to treat her to a good meal, don't I? You really are a great husband, Mr. Nuo. I immediately felt a surge of pride. Of course, but then again, my Gu Yao is a 1 in a million wife. In the studio, hearing my praise, Gu Yao's cheeks instantly turned red. Shashu immediately started teasing her. Ooh, a 1 in a million wife. The studio erupted into bursts of laughter. Watching the couple show off their affection on the big screen, Fu Xinren and Hua Xin were grinding their teeth in pure jealousy, thinking about how long it had been since their own husbands said anything romantic. The two of them wanted nothing more than to call them up and start a fight. At noon, the video of me showing off my Western culinary skills had already gone viral online. He's so handsome, and his Western cooking is insane. The accounts that reposted the video instantly gained countless followers. In the afternoon, back in the kitchen, I was in full swing preparing dinner again. This time, I was making a state banquet-level Chinese meal. The fans in the live stream instantly exploded. It's one thing to know Western cuisine, but his Chinese cooking is straight-up state banquet level. Nuo God is so perfect it's unreal. Just look at those smooth, flawless knife skills. You can tell he's no amateur. Very few people even know how to make these dishes nowadays. Even if someone could replicate half of this, it would be enough to crush 90% of the Chinese chefs in the country. In the studio, the smell of gunpowder grew heavy again. Fu Xinran fired the first shot. Using so many ingredients for just one meal, isn't that too wasteful? There are still so many people who don't have enough to eat. As public figures, shouldn't they practice thrift and frugality? Being this extravagant and wasteful will seriously warp a child's values. Hua Xin quickly chimed in. Exactly. Some dishes are better off lost to history. Do you know how many good ingredients are wasted just to make boiled cabbage? Look at Western cuisine. They never waste anything. And haven't you heard? Westerners came up with an index. The higher the percentage of food expenses, the poorer the family. Jia Shu flared up on the spot. Our Chinese cuisine has a long and profound history. It's a cultural heritage. It's the crystallization of our ancestors' wisdom. It can't be measured by just a single dish. Miss Hua, as a best actress, how can you say something like that? The live chat instantly blew up. Well said. I'm so sick of people who worship everything foreign. This bootlicking attitude makes me want to throw up. She's a best actress with this kind of character? The entertainment industry really will hype up anyone. What the hell do Westerners know about indexes? Do they even know how to eat properly? Have they ever even tried spicy konjac snacks? Gu Yao couldn't sit still either. Miss Fu, the calligraphy, paintings, and violins in your house must have cost quite a fortune, right? If I remember correctly, Miss Hua recently bought a villa in Shanghai Mingyuan. With just one sentence, Gu Yao completely shut Fu Xinran and Hua Xin up. Gu Yao pressed her advantage. I work hard to give my child a better life. As for being wasteful, That's pure nonsense. My Xingqian Entertainment donates 10% of its profits to charity every year. For the past 3 years, it hasn't been less than 100 million. I'm not trying to brag, but those who earn more should bear more social responsibility. That is the correct value system we should be teaching our children. Compared to those Western luxury goods piled up with fame and vanity, our Chinese luxuries have true depth and cultural heritage. Thunderous applause echoed through the studio once again. Xia Shui excitedly grabbed Gu Yao's hand. Gu Yao, that was beautifully said. Gu Yao smiled faintly, but her eyes fell on me. Nuo Shu. Oh, Nuo Shu, just how many more surprises are you hiding from me? After dinner, I was just getting ready to wash up for bed. When Gu Yao stopped me, I couldn't hide the excitement on my face. Honey, are you in that much of a hurry? I can shower really fast. Gu Yao rolled her eyes at me and scolded with a laugh. Stop messing around. I have serious business to discuss with you. I was curious. Why did Gu Yao have so much serious business these past 2 days? I dropped the playful act. All right, honey, what is it? That song from today. Auspicious Family of 3. I want to record and release it under the name of our family of 3. What do you think? Of course. Come to think of it, it's been a long time since you released a new song. Gu Yao made a prompt decision. Then we do it tonight. It's still early. Let's head to the company's recording studio. I was taken aback. This urgent? Gu Yao grabbed my hand. Of course it's urgent. Let's go. Inside Xingqian Entertainment's recording studio, it was Nuo Xiaoxi's first time in a place like this. Her little face was full of nerves. Mommy, is our song really going to be on people's phones? Yes. Aren't you happy, Shishi? Nuo Xiaoxi shook her head. With a serious face, she said, Of course I'm happy. I'm just a little nervous. I scooped Nuo Xiaoxi up into my arms. Shishi, don't be nervous. You sing even better than Daddy. You have to believe in yourself. Nuo Xiaoxi's eyes instantly lit up. Really? I nodded vigorously. Really? Yay. Nuo Xiaoxi jumped up happily. The recording lasted well past midnight. Nuo Xiaoxi had long since fallen fast asleep on the studio sofa. I thought we were finally done. But Gu Yao suddenly spoke up. Do you remember the song you sang to me yesterday? I nodded. I remember. What about it? I want to record that song too, and release it under your name. I looked at her, confused. Why? Gu Yao's eyes were resolute. I don't want your talent to be buried, and I definitely don't want you burying your talent, just for my sake. I looked at her and smiled gently. Okay. Early the next morning, the studio was already bustling. Gu Yao had barely taken her seat when Xia Shu rushed over, holding up her phone. Xia Shu shouted excitedly, Gu Yao, your song blew up. It shot straight to #1 on the trending list. Gu Yao was stunned. It hasn't even been out that long. How did it get so popular so fast? It's not just Auspicious Family of 3. There's also this song, Desire. The credited artist is actually Gu Yao. Xia Shu lowered her voice and guessed. Gu Yao. Could this have been written by Nuo Shu? The corners of Gu Yao's mouth curled up slightly, but she didn't say a word. That single smile spoke louder than 1,000 words. Right now, on Weibo, the topics about me had completely exploded. That Gu Yao is definitely Nuo God. He actually released a new song. Nuo God used Gu Yao's name for the credit. This PDA is being shoved right in my face. Are you guys missing the point? The lyrics and composition are both by Nuo God. My God, is there anything he can't do? The popularity of the two songs was surging so fast. Even before the broadcast started, the show's backstage inbox was flooded with messages urging them to go live. Director Yu Ji made a prompt decision. Notify Xiao Yu. We're starting the broadcast 10 minutes early today. And hurry up and play Auspicious Family of 3 and Desire first. Xia Shu looked surprised. Don't we still have 10 minutes? Why are we starting already? Xiao Yu quickly walked to the center of the stage, smiling brightly. We're starting the broadcast early today to celebrate our superstar diva Gu Yao, releasing a new song after 2 years, and also the debut single of her husband, Nuo Shu. As soon as she finished speaking, thunderous applause erupted in the studio. The crowd's enthusiasm for the superstar couple was undeniable. Now let's all enjoy the heavenly songs from our diva's family. The studio's sound system was instantly cranked up. The melody of Auspicious Family of 3 echoed throughout the room. Nuo Xiaoxi's tender childlike voice, my clear male vocals, and Gu Yao's gentle female voice intertwined beautifully. Driven by the more encore, it instantly transported all the viewers into that beautiful night scene. When the song finished, everyone was still left wanting more. But then, a new backing track began to play. The moment the familiar intro sounded, it instantly evoked everyone's youthful memories. Just a suitcase carrying mountains and oceans. What will the future hold? The live chat instantly flooded the screen again. I'm literally crying. Nuo God is too amazing. He perfectly captured the fire of youth and dreams. Watching this show actually makes me mad. It makes me want to smack my husband 10 times a day. As soon as the song ended, all the guests in the studio shouted in unison, "One more time! One more time!" The show's hype was instantly pushed to the max. The whole place was on fire. Xiao Yu asked the question on everyone's mind. Diva Gu Yao, Nuo Shu. When was this song, Desire, written? A blush suddenly crept up Gu Yao's cheeks. Looking a bit shy, she said softly, Actually, it was the day we finished recording Auspicious Family of 3. Before bed, I asked him to coax me to sleep, and he sang this song. Stars instantly sparkled in Xia Shua's eyes. Meanwhile, Huaxin and Fu Xinren beside her were so jealous their faces turned sour. The viewers in the live stream and the live audience were caught off guard and force-fed a mouthful of PDA. The show had only been live for 10 minutes, but the concurrent viewers had already broken 1 million. With such explosive popularity as a foundation, Xiao Yu hosted with absolute confidence. Xiao Yu smiled and announced, "Friends in the live stream and the audience, the sweetness from our divas family will take a short break. Next, let's take a look at Best Actress Hua Xin's family." The live chat immediately blew up. "We haven't seen enough. We want to see Nuo God. What's so good about Hua Xin's family? Not watching." The official segment hadn't even started yet, and the live stream had already lost 100,000 viewers. Hua Xin gritted her back teeth, furious on the inside, but she deliberately avoided looking at the live chat and viewer count. The screen cut to her house. Chen Zimo was hunched over the coffee table, doing his homework with a face full of reluctance. Beside him, Chen Qing's face looked even worse than his son's. He couldn't figure out which of Hua Xin's nerves had snapped. He clearly had an important meeting at the company, yet she forced him to hole up in the living room and tutor their son. Chen Qing slammed his hand on the table and yelled at Chen Zimo, "What are you looking at me for? Hurry up and write." Chen Zimo pointed at his workbook, looking aggrieved. "Daddy, I don't know how to do this problem. Even a pig could solve this." Chen Qing was furious. "I spent all this money sending you to an elite school, and you can't even solve such a simple problem. What use are you?" Seeing this, Chen Zimo fought back his tears and silently moved on to the next question. Chen Qing still looked completely impatient. He just collapsed onto the sofa and started scrolling on his phone. Hua Xin's anxious heart went completely cold. She had warned him over and over before leaving the house, and this was what she got in return. The live chat instantly exploded. "I'm seriously done with this dad. Last time he made him kneel. This time he makes him squat. He sure has a lot of tricks. Didn't Hua Xin say her husband was a big boss? Why is he always idling at home doing nothing? I've had enough of this. Peace out. I'm leaving." The viewer count plummeted rapidly. In less than 5 minutes of broadcasting, it dropped from 1 million concurrent viewers to 800,000, and the numbers were still falling. By noon, only 500,000 people were left in the live stream. Poor Chen Zimo squatted and did homework all morning, while Chen Qing lay on the sofa playing on his phone all morning. Host Xiao Yu quickly stepped in to save the situation. "Viewers, it's almost lunchtime. Let's have Best Actress Hua Xin call home. How about that?" But the live chat was filled with rejection. "No. Don't want to see it. We want to see Nuo God's family. I'm only here to see my wife, my daughter, and Nuo Shu. Chen Qing and that Mada really need to learn a thing or two from Nuo Shu." To the guy above, "Are you trying to make Confucius taken his 3001st disciple?" What could Hua Xin do? He could only pretend not to see the live chat and bite the bullet as she picked up her phone. On the screen, Chen Qing instantly sat up straight. "My dear wife, why the sudden call? Let me tell you, I spent the whole morning keeping Zemo company while he did his homework." He was so focused. After saying that, he sharply turned his head and glared at Chen Zemo. "Isn't that right, Zemo?" Chen Zemo was so scared his lips trembled. He answered quietly, "Yes, mommy." Chen Qing immediately beamed. "You hear that, honey?" Hua Xin was so angry her chest heaved violently. Even her breathing became unsteady. The live chat exploded again. "This whole family is full of actors. With Chen Qing's acting skills, it'd be a shame not to give him the Li Ziming Award." "Who's Li Ziming?" "The biggest idiot in our village." Hua Xin forcefully suppressed her anger and asked as calmly as possible, "How are you guys handling lunch?" Chen Qing threw his hands up carelessly. "I'll just have the family chef come over and cook. Can't you cook a meal for Zemo yourself?" Hua Xin's voice was laced with disappointment. "Aren't there eggs at home? Even if you don't know how to cook, you can at least fry an egg, right? Stop playing on your phone all day. Seriously, tutor Zemo with his homework. Let me tell you, I'm checking his homework when I get back tonight. And about teaching him to sing this morning, don't you dare forget." This barrage of scolding made Chen Qing incredibly annoyed. Without another word, he hung up the phone. "So annoying. I'm your husband, not your son. I swear she's hitting early menopause. Looks like it's time for a business trip. I can't stay in this house for another second." Chen Qing shot a glance at Chen Zemo. "All right, stop writing. Didn't your mom want you to sing? That auspicious family of 3 song online is decent. Go learn it. We'll record it later and send it to your mom." The live chat boiled over again, calling her your mom every second. "Is he not your own son? Please don't ruin our precious Shishi's song. Can he even sing it right? I'm seriously going to faint." Half an hour later, Chen Qing brought over a plate of pitch-black fried eggs and tossed it in front of Chen Zemo. "Hurry up and eat." Chen Zemo frowned in disgust. "Daddy, this is burnt to a crisp. Burnt my ass. Your mom told me to make this. If you have a problem, go complain to her." Chen Zemo had no choice but to reluctantly pick up the piece of black charcoal and stuff it into his mouth. After eating, Chen Qing held up his phone, ready to record. "All right, sing the song you just learned." Chen Zemo protested quietly. "Daddy, I haven't learned it yet." "Are you a pig? It's been so long and you still haven't learned it." Chen Qing's face instantly darkened. "I don't care if you know it or not. Sing it right now. Just sing whatever you know." Chen Zemo resigned to his fate, closed his eyes, tilted his head up, and started singing. "Daddy, has the moon gone home now that the sun is out?" Chen Qing demanded impatiently. "Why did you stop?" Chen Zemo quietly reminded him. "Daddy, it's your turn to sing this line." Chen Qing immediately shot back. Are you the one singing or am I? Chen Zimo looked incredibly wronged, tears already welling up in his eyes. But what? You can't even sing a single song right. How did I give birth to such a useless son? Chen Qing stood up in frustration. Forget it. Forget it. I have urgent business to attend to. Finish your homework yourself and play on your phone or whatever. Chen Qing quickly threw on his clothes and slammed the door behind him as he left. The live chat exploded. If this was my real dad, I'd backhand him across the face. I don't expect Chen Qing to match Nuo God's cooking skills, but at least put some heart into it. The number of viewers in the live stream fell off a cliff, quickly dropping below 200,000. Director Yuji angrily ripped off his headphones. Just then, assistant director Wang Fugi suddenly cried out in alarm. Something's wrong. Look at Chen Zimo, what's wrong with him? Everyone in the studio's heart leaped into their throats. Could Chen Zimo have food poisoning? Why is his face so unnaturally red? Jia Shu stared anxiously at Chen Zimo on the screen. Huaxin, did Zimo eat breakfast this morning? Asked by Xia Shui. Huaxin instantly panicked. I don't know. Gu Yao analyzed the situation decisively. He didn't eat breakfast, squatted all morning, and ate those burnt eggs for lunch. Something is definitely wrong. Watching Chen Zimo go limp on the sofa, his energy fading fast, and even starting to dry heave, Gu Yao shouted loudly, "What are you standing around for? Hurry up and call his dad." Huaxin finally snapped out of her daze. She dialed Chen Qing's number several times in a row, but there was no answer on the other end. Huaxin was so anxious she was on the verge of tears. Looking around helplessly, she asked, "What do I do?" He's still not answering his phone. Gu Yao immediately stepped forward. "Hurry home and check on your kid. I'll contact the hospital." Huaxin couldn't care less about the live stream anymore. She rushed off the set. The show was forced to pause because of this. At the hospital, the doctor scolded Huaxin with a stern face. "You're a mother now, you know. No matter how busy you are, you can't be this careless. Don't you know how important breakfast is? Good thing you brought him in time. If you were any later and his condition worsened, you'd be crying your eyes out." Huaxin couldn't hold back her tears any longer. She had worked her ass off for half her life just for Zimo. If anything happened to him, she really wouldn't be able to go on living. Xiaoshu looked at Huaxin's heartbroken state. She couldn't help but feel bad for her. "Sister Shen, don't blame yourself too much. This isn't entirely your fault." Just then, Gu Yao pushed the door open and walked into the ward. "These are the meds the hospital prescribed. The instructions. Tasks are all written on them." Huaxin shot Gu Yao a sideways glance. She muttered reluctantly, "Who asked you to be so nosy?" Gu Yao laughed out of sheer frustration. "You think I want to deal with you? I only care about Zimo. I couldn't care less about you." Before she could finish, another figure rushed into the ward. Wifey, I'm here." I jogged in, carrying an insulated lunchbox. I dashed all the way inside. Seeing Gu Yao safe and sound, my hanging heart finally settled. I thought she had fallen ill from staying up too late last night, but when I turned my head and saw Xiaoshu and Huaxin on the sofa, I froze completely. In my past life, Huaxin and my wife were famous for being mortal enemies. How did they end up together in this life? Huaxin awkwardly avoided my gaze, while Xiaoshu looked at me with pure admiration. Gu Yao took the lunchbox, opened it, and showed it to the doctor. "Doctor, can Chen Zimo eat this right now?" The doctor leaned in for a look. He said, pleasantly surprised, "Millet, yam, and red date porridge. Of course you can. Eating something light to nourish your chi and blood is perfect right now. The red dates add a little sweetness. Kids will definitely love it. You're such a thoughtful young man." "Nuo Shu, thank you." Huaxin actually gave me a deep bow. I quickly waved my hands. No. I can't accept such gratitude from the great best actress Hua. It was purely a coincidence. I really thought it was my wife who got sick. I scratched my head awkwardly. Gu Yao gave me a happy eye roll. "You're here. Where's Shishi?" "At home. There are too many viruses in a place like a hospital. Shishi is studying at home." Gu Yao narrowed her eyes suspiciously. "Is she really studying? She's not secretly playing on her phone?" I immediately stood up straight. "Absolutely not. Shishi is being such a good girl." I quickly changed the subject, pointing curiously at Huaxin and Xiaoshu. "How did you three end up together? The queen of pop, the best actress, plus the hottest rising pop star. With this lineup, even an entertainment industry gala couldn't afford to hire you all." Now it was Gu Yao's turn to be nervous. She was racking her brain trying to come up with an explanation. Suddenly, another person burst into the hospital room. "What happened? Why is Zimo in the hospital?" Cheng Qing rushed in, looking frantic. He immediately saw the stunningly beautiful Gu Yao. Just as he was about to step forward and hit on her, Huaxin lunged right in front of him. "Where the hell have you been? You didn't answer your phone. I couldn't find you anywhere." Seeing Huaxin acting like a shrew, Cheng Qing instantly felt annoyed. "I was in a meeting at the company. Didn't I tell you to stay at home? Why did you go to the company? I'm a company boss, for crying out loud. I can't just stay at home every single day, can I?" Cheng Qing looked exasperated. All right. Let's talk about our son first. Why is he suddenly in the hospital?" Huaxin's anger flared up even more. She shoved Cheng Qing hard. She scolded, "It's all your fault. Zimo didn't eat breakfast this morning, and for lunch, he only ate the burnt eggs you fried. He got food poisoning. If anything happens to my son, I'll kill you." Cheng Qing was startled. He quickly stepped forward to pacify his wife. Hey, don't get mad just yet. You know I can't cook. Besides, I really had an emergency at the company this afternoon. A super important meeting. Hua Xin fiercely shook off his hand. Is there anything at the company more important than your own son? I think you just don't care at all. Chang Qing's temper also flared up. What do you mean I don't care? I watched him all morning and he was perfectly fine. The moment I left, he got food poisoning. How was I supposed to predict that? Besides, he's a boy. How does he just get food poisoning like that? I ate plenty of burnt food when I was a kid, and I never got poisoned. I think you've just spoiled Chen Zimo too much. This is all your fault. Hua Xin pointed at her own nose, her face red with anger. I spoiled him. Now you're blaming me. Cheng Qing, you really have no conscience. The doctor couldn't stand it anymore. He spoke up to stop them. All right, that's enough. This is a hospital. Keep it quiet. What do you think you're doing making all this noise? Hua Xin finally shut her mouth and gently stroked her son's cheek with a heartbroken look, but Cheng Qing wasn't having it. Who the hell do you think you are? I pay you to treat patients, so just take care of your patients. Stop sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. As soon as he said that, the doctor instantly got furious, but Gu Yao beat him to the punch. Cheng Qing, what kind of attitude is that? This is a hospital. If you don't want to listen to the doctor, then get the hell out. Cheng Qing was just a small-time boss, while Gu Yao was the actual CEO of a top-tier entertainment company. Her aura instantly crushed Cheng Qing. Cheng Qing's arrogant attitude was immediately extinguished. He slinked out of the hospital room with his tail between his legs. I proudly puffed out my chest. My wife is so badass. Gu Yao looked around and said calmly, all right, let's not stay here any longer. Let's go. I'm driving. I couldn't hide the excitement on my face. Honey, that shout of yours just now was so cool. That Cheng Qing didn't even dare to let out a squeak. He just ran away. Gu Yao sat in the passenger seat, her arms crossed over her chest. She let out a cold snort. I absolutely despise men like Cheng Qing, who only know how to throw a tantrum when something goes wrong. Gu Yao tilted her head and glanced at me. She asked meaningfully, you're not like that too, are you? Of course. I hesitated. Gu Yao's eyes instantly widened. I burst out laughing. I mean, with me around, of course nothing will go wrong. Smooth talker. Gu Yao turned her head away, but she couldn't hide the smile on her face. Speaking of which, you still haven't told me. How did you three end up together? Gu Yao immediately tensed up. After her brain worked in overdrive, she came up with an answer. There was a meeting for a major brand. The three of us were all special guests. She turned her head to observe my expression. Why? Nothing. It's just that seeing three great beauties standing together made me realize just how beautiful my wife really is. Best actress pop star, compared to my wife. They all pale in comparison. Gu Yao was so flattered she couldn't stop smiling. You're such a sweet talker. Let's go home. I want to see if Shishi is really studying at home. On the way back, I deliberately drove very slowly. Before I left, I didn't tell Nuo Xiaoxi what to do. Thinking about the happy education I'd been giving her these past few days, I couldn't help but feel a little worried. What if Nuo Xiaoxi couldn't resist and secretly played games? However, after returning home, I realized I was overthinking it completely. Not only had Nuo Xiaoxi finished her homework, she was even actively studying English. Good afternoon, Mom and Dad. Gu Yao, with a look of pleasant surprise, picked Nuo Xiaoxi up. Shishi, you can speak English now? Nuo Xiaoxi scratched her head shyly. Hey, just a little bit of the simple stuff. Mom, did I say it right just now? Gu Yao nodded repeatedly. Yes, very right, Shishi. You're absolutely amazing. I breathed a sigh of relief and couldn't help but give Nuo Xiaoxi a thumbs up. Shishi is so awesome. Studying on your own even when Mom and Dad aren't home. Tell me, what kind of reward do you want? As soon as the words left my mouth, I suddenly remembered that Gu Yao was right next to me. I quickly tried to do damage control. Honey, look at how great Shishi is doing. It's only right to give her a little reward. That's not spoiling the child too much, right? Gu Yao smiled and shook her head. Of course not. Shishi, tell us, what reward do you want? Nuo Xiaoxi tilted her head and thought for a moment, but the reward she asked for took me completely by surprise. I want to play Honor of Kings with Mom and Dad. My brain buzzed. Oh no. If Gu Yao hears this, it's over. Isn't this basically saying, I don't want to go to Tsinghua University anymore. I don't want to study anymore. I want to be an internet-addicted gamer girl. I could even imagine Gu Yao's face, instantly freezing over. First, she'd harshly criticize Nuo Xiaoxi, and then she'd drag me into the bedroom and chew me out. Nuo Xiu, is this how you take care of our child when I'm not home? I'm so disappointed in you. No way. I absolutely cannot let that happen. But just as I snapped back to reality, I looked down, and the phone Gu Yao handed me was already in my hand. Gu Yao raised an eyebrow. We can only play for 1 hour, and we are not allowed to lose. When Mom isn't home, back at the live studio, because Hua Xin was absent, Hu Qinggran had to sit all alone across from Gu Yao and Xia Shui. Even though the two of them weren't looking at her, her palms were still sweating from nervousness. After all, the netizens had actually voted for martial arts yesterday. How the hell was she supposed to know anything about that? Before the live broadcast started, Zhao Li first played a behind-the-scenes clip. The screen unfolded. Mom, you're so amazing. You got first blood. In the video, Nuo Xiaoxi excitedly raised her little hands. The scene of the family of 3 teaming up to play a game completely stunned the viewers in the live stream. It's over. It's over. My wife has been corrupted by Nuo Xiu. Once you get hooked on Honor of Kings, you can't quit. The Pop Queen is playing marksman, God Lu is playing support, and Shishi is playing mage in the mid lane. Il Mao. Sure enough, the kid is just an accident. Winning the first match in 7 minutes. I smugly shook my phone. How about that? Honey, Shishi. I'm pretty good, right? Nuo Xiaoxi screamed excitedly. Dad is so awesome. You're my idol. I put my hands on my hips like a proud rooster. You're the queen of pop with tens of millions of fans, and I'm a stay-at-home dad with a precious daughter. We're a perfect match. An hour passed quickly, but Gu Yao still hadn't had enough. She had never played video games before, and didn't expect it to be this fun. Let's play one more round. I'll play support this time. Just as I was about to agree, Nuo Xiaoxi snatched the phone away. Nuo Xiaoxi put her hands on her hips, pouting angrily. Dad, Mom, we agreed. Only 1 hour. Neither adults nor kids are allowed to break their promises. Gu Yao finally realized that she had actually gotten a bit addicted, but she really wanted to play one more round. I leaned into her ear and whispered, all right, I'll do okay with you tonight. Gu Yao's eyes lit up. She nodded vigorously. The live chat instantly exploded. Shishi is just too sensible. Ha ha ha. The pop queen and god Lu gave birth to a little manager. This feels like a hidden ad from the Civil Affairs Bureau trying to trick me into having a daughter. After this behind-the-scenes clip finished playing, the live stream's popularity instantly skyrocketed. The number of concurrent viewers broke through 1 million. At this moment, Fu Qingran suddenly launched an attack. I don't think this is appropriate. Parents playing video games with their kids. Sounds nice if you call it parent-child bonding. But to put it bluntly, it easily gives kids an internet addiction. Besides, it's getting dark. Playing games at this hour, what if it affects the child's sleep? Gu Yao fired right back. Then do you know why Nuo Shu and I played games with Shishi? Because when we weren't home, Shishi finished all her homework by herself, completed her tasks for the day, and was even studying English. Fulfilling a child's request as a reward, I don't consider that corrupting her. It's an acknowledgement of her hard work. As for why I played with her, it's because only by understanding the game myself do I have the right to judge the act of playing games. Gu Yao's boss-level comeback was well-reasoned and justified. Fu Qingran felt a lump in her throat and could only sit in her seat, sulking. The host, Xiao Yu, quickly stepped in to smooth things over. All right, we can see that. The two parents have already exchanged their views on this issue. Next, let's welcome our final group, the live broadcast of teacher Fu Qingran's family. Fu Qingran nervously clenched her fist. On the screen, the doorbell rang. 2 elderly people walked in. Fu Qingran was instantly dumbfounded. Wasn't this Ma Di's father, Ma Baoguo, and his mother, Song Shiwen? What were they doing here making a mess of things? She gritted her teeth secretly. If these two ruined the live stream, just wait and see how she'd deal with Ma Di when she got back. On the screen, Ma Di looked delighted. It turned out that when Fu Qingran went home last night, she had given him a task. Teach Ma Xiaoqiao martial arts. But how was he supposed to know how to do that? Left with no choice, he had to bring his old man over. The host, Xiao Yu, asked curiously, Teacher Fu, who are these two? Fu Qingran forced a polite smile. These are my parents-in-law. The live chat instantly exploded. Isn't that Ma Baoguo? The lightning 5 whip Ma Baoguo. Holy crap. It really is. Ma Di's dad is actually Ma Baoguo. He's the current grandmaster of the Ma family Xing Yi Quan. I heard his signature lightning 5 whip. Beat up foreigners with no equal. The live stream's popularity surged madly. Fu Qingran didn't expect such an unexpected pleasant surprise. Xiao Yu, grasping the traffic code, immediately pressed on. Teacher Fu, your father-in-law is actually Ma Baoguo. Fu Qingran's brain worked in overdrive, and she quickly organized her words. Yes, it's like this. My father-in-law has always been dedicated to promoting traditional martial arts. You could say he's contributing to the country's intangible cultural heritage. The entire studio immediately erupted in thunderous applause. On the screen, Ma Baoguo looked around the room, his eyes full of envy. You've been married for so long, and this is my first time coming to your house. Not bad, kid, living in such a big house. Ma Di smiled awkwardly and whispered a reminder to him. Mom, Dad, you absolutely cannot let Qingran know you're here. Otherwise, she'll be unhappy. Ma Baoguo instantly pulled a long face. What do you mean? I'm her father-in-law, and she's not happy that I'm here. Ma Di quickly explained. No. I didn't tell Qingran you were coming today. If she finds out, of course she'll be unhappy. Ma Baoguo's expression finally softened a bit. All right, hurry up and take me to the bathroom. I've been holding it in the whole way. It's all your fault, kid. You couldn't even get plane tickets. Buying high-speed rail tickets would have been fine too. But you just had to buy hard-seat train tickets. The live chat instantly blew up. Hard-seat train tickets. This filial son, I'm speechless. The kid is already this old, and the parents-in-law haven't even stepped foot in their house before. This is really an eye-opener. He can't even find the bathroom. Ma Di is seriously pathetic to the core. As the comments flooded the screen one by one, Fu Qingran's face sank inch by inch. Unfilial. This massive label was now firmly pinned on Ma Di. After lunch, Ma Di finally got to the point. Dad, the reason I called you here today, I've already explained it clearly. How about teaching Xiao Qiao a little martial arts? Ma Xiao Qiao suddenly jumped up, the fat on his face jiggling. Grandpa, I want to learn the lightning 5 whip. Ma Baoguo burst out laughing. Good boy. Grandpa will teach you the lightning 5 whip right now. Right in front of Ma Di and Ma Xiao Qiao, Ma Baoguo demonstrated the so-called lightning 5 whip. After the whole set of moves, it completely dumbfounded both the live stream viewers and the studio audience. Is he getting electrocuted? This is the Xingyi Quan Lightning 5 Whip. Welcome to the show. Even a dog could show off a couple of moves. Mada looked completely embarrassed. I think maybe we should just forget it. Ma Baoguo immediately got upset hearing this. What? Afraid Xiao Qiao won't be able to learn it? Don't worry. If someone else taught him, I wouldn't be sure. But your dad is a grandmaster. I guarantee I'll teach Xiao Qiao properly. Ma Xiao Qiao excitedly raised his hand. Okay, Grandpa. I want to learn from Grandpa. After teaching for a full hour and tripping over himself more than 10 times, Ma Xiao Qiao actually felt like he had mastered it. Grandpa, I want to spar with you. Ma Baoguo was so happy he couldn't close his mouth. Xiao Qiao, you have good talent. In just one short hour, you've already grasped the basics, but your grandpa is a grandmaster. The gap between us is like a heavenly chasm. Ma Xiao Qiao cupped his fists together. Grandpa, I've made up my mind. I still want to spar with you. Ma Baoguo immediately agreed. All right. Shu, make sure you record this well. Song Shihua nodded repeatedly and quickly held up her phone to start recording. Ma Baoguo put his hands behind his back. Come on, Xiao Qiao. Grandpa will let you have the first 3 moves. Ma Xiao Qiao got into a stance and roared, Grandpa, here I come. With one punch, the Grandmaster fell straight to the ground. The live chat instantly died laughing. Holy shit, I can't take it anymore. I'm laughing so hard I can't breathe. This grandson is too hilarious. One punch and he sent the Grandmaster packing. I just can't. My stomach is cramping from laughing. Young people these days have no martial ethics. Sneak attacking a 69-year-old comrade like me. On the screen, Ma Baoguo staggered to his feet. His right eye was bright red and turning purple. Mada rushed over, his face full of concern. Dad, are you okay? Ma Baoguo shoved Madea away and said stubbornly, Don't worry, I was careless and didn't dodge. He then burst out laughing. Truly, the student has surpassed the master. Good boy, your martial arts have reached the peak, but you still lack a little refinement. Again, Ma Xiao Xiao nodded, his eyes full of anticipation. Don't worry, Grandpa. I'll definitely use all my strength this time. Ma Baoguo was so nervous he clenched his fists, praying in his heart. Please don't use all your strength. He took a deep breath. Let's begin, good boy. Grandpa, here I come again. Wee woo, wee woo. The siren of an ambulance wailed as it approached. The live chat completely exploded once again. Fuck, this plot is unbelievable. Bruise. Watching this live stream today was so worth it. Mada's family is just too good at creating drama. Master Ma really has it rough, traveling 1,000 miles just to feed, and he even took a hard seat to get here. As Ma Baoguo was taken away by the ambulance, this live broadcast had to be hastily terminated.